everyone, and welcome to another Tinfoil Tuesday. How's everyone doing? Hope your week's going great so far. As you can see, I'm dressed like this today, so I guess I'm radical, or whatever people said 40 years ago. Today we have all sorts of tinfoil madness to take a look at. It's going to be tons of fun. We are going to play bingo, so get your bingo cards ready if you'd like to play some conspiracy bingo with us. Should be lots of fun as always. Yes, Clear Cat. Reaganomics! Or whatever. I don't know. Bodacious? I think that's one. I think that might be one. The Ninja Turtles said it, and a lot of Ninja Turtle slang was like 80s slang, even though they were more of a 90s thing. At least, maybe I only think of them as a 90s thing because I was born in the 90s and was into Ninja Turtles. When did Ninja Turtles get big? Feels like it would have been like tail end of the 80s, like 88, 89 or something. I don't know. Anyway, what is that image on stream? See, I appreciate when people appreciate that. Do you guys know that before stream starts, I intentionally start on a funny image? I do my best, damn it. That is an image from a video about how dinosaurs are fake. Obviously. So, that's cool. Let's see. Let me get through my housekeeping stuff and then we'll get going. If you're on YouTube, do me a favor. Like the stream. Just hit the thumbs up. It only takes a second. It's a little thumb. You hit it. You hit the thumb. That's all you gotta do. It'll only take a second. I'd appreciate it. If you want to help support the stream, because we couldn't do it without people helping support it, it's a lot like PBS, but more shit posting. You can always donate to the stream by becoming a subscriber on Twitch, gifting subs on Twitch, using bits on Twitch, using super chats on YouTube, or becoming a YouTube member. We're also getting close to our XXL Stream Month goal with our tip link. We are less than $300 away from that, and once we get that, we are going to do 4 8-hour streams where I have some fun stuff planned, longer conspiracy documentaries and stuff like that. You don't even get a tote bag, but you get to see my beautiful face. Isn't that enough for you people? So, with all that out of the way, we can go ahead and jump into it. We'll start with this, because why not? It's a funny image. It's another person who doesn't think dinosaurs are real. Surprise. So let's get it going.
You have to know a hoax when you see one, especially the dinosaur hoax. To this very day, nobody has ever even excavated a complete dinosaur skeleton.
That's, not true. Just for the record, well, most dinosaur skeletons are found mostly incomplete. There are some pretty completed skeletons that have been found. There's one, I think it's at the Chicago Fields Museum. I forget the name of it, but it's a T-Rex, and it has a name, and it's pretty famous. But regardless, even though we don't necessarily find many dinosaurs whole, we do find dinosaurs in pieces. Does that make sense? So you might find one half of a dinosaur over here and the other half nearby or in another place where the dinosaurs were, and then you get a complete picture by getting pieces. It helps that animals tend to be bilaterally symmetrical, so if you get half, you pretty much get the other half, because again, you know, if you cut a person bilaterally, we're symmetrical left to right. The same is true for most animals. So that helps a lot.
It's the various
Best Husband says, Hannah, can I get you to shout out my boyfriend Fall, who's absolutely amazing? Of course I'll shout out Fall. Shout out to Fall, who I've heard is amazing.
species of dinosaurs are all artists' imaginations before they...
So, yes, our images that we get of dinosaurs that aren't the fossils themselves, but like an idea of what they would look like with skin and musculature and everything, those are artist interpretations. That's not a conspiracy. That's something that they are fully upfront about. It's not a secret, it's not a conspiracy, it's just what you have to do when all you have of ancient creatures are their bones. You have to use your understanding of how creatures today exist and how their flesh and stuff exists on their skeletons and kind of, you know, make some educated guesses. Those are mostly images used for outreach or because they're interesting, right? They're not telling you that this is all science is look, we drew a pretty picture. That's not the bulk of what that study is.
1800, nobody ever heard of the word dinosaur.
Yes, because the word dinosaur was invented then. That doesn't mean that dinosaurs were invented then. It means that the word dinosaur was invented then to explain skeletons that had been found all over the world for all of human history. Prior to the, how do I want to put this? Not discovery. Prior to the taxonomic classification of dinosaurs coming into existence, all over the world, different cultures had come up with different explanations for large skeletons that they had unearthed. Some people believe that it's the origin of certain myths of like giants or dragons. But either way, people knew about them. They just didn't put them under the category of dinosaur because frankly that's a scientific classification that just didn't exist until then. Like, science as we understand it basically started in the 1600s. So the fact that it took a couple hundred years for people to start using these systems to define things like, oh, these old bones we used to find, isn't that crazy? We are still in the process of using science to define and understand the world around us. It's not a conspiracy just because you don't understand what taxonomy is.
They do, however, mention giants and dragons, but that's wiped out of your history books, your history.
Lady Anne says the Industrial Revolution had a lot to do with dinosaur discovery because all the earth moving to build and dig up resources. That would make sense, yeah. You're gonna find more stuff if you're digging around more.
Storybooks. Nor had anyone anywhere ever throughout the ages discovered a single dinosaur fossil.
Yeah, that's just literally untrue. That's just, he's either lying or he is genuinely ignorant and does not know that that's not the case.
Giants and giant creatures. You know? Never a dinosaur, though. This includes every...
Right, okay, so he's admitting that they found them, they just didn't call them a dinosaur. Yeah. Words come into existence and usage all the time. It doesn't mean the thing is fake.
Culture across Earth, from Native Americans to ancient Egyptians. The prehistory monsters seen in museum exhibits are all plastered casts. Real supposed dinosaur bones are only allowed to be seen by special...
Yes, they're plaster casts of the real fossils. Do you know what a cast is?
Special group of government agents called paleontologists.
Ah, yes, those government agents, paleontologists. Remember how it was a plot point in Jurassic Park that the paleontologists secretly worked for the government? Paleontologists aren't government agents. What are you talking about? Many of them get funding and grants through a variety of agencies, including probably government ones, at least before gestures broadly at the United States on fire. But no, they're not government agents. What are you talking about? At this day and age, it's probably mostly kids who liked Jurassic Park who got into paleontology and then ruined their lives by becoming paleontologists.
And only special...
Shout out to paleontologists. I'm not shitting on you. I'm shitting on the fact that your work is very difficult and you probably struggle for funding.
Special ones are able to see these supposed bones. The ones that you see in the museums are fraud, you know? The entire dinosaur industry is big money propaganda.
The dinosaur industry, Big Dinosaur, has me in their back pocket.
As a way to validate Darwin's false theory of evolution, keeping your whole mind just completely dumbed down and enslaved, and keeping humanity thinking they are evolved from bacteria monkeys. The inventor...
I hate bacteria monkeys.
Sir Richard Oren, my friend. Straight inventor. A Freemasonic Illuminati high priest, just so...
Freemasons, Illuminati, Cabal on the bingo card.
You know, this dinosaur thing is an absolute hoax. Even the etymology of the word means to twist and waver fear over the mind. Even Greek, it means terrible hatred.
I'm gonna go... Doesn't dinosaur mean terrible lizard or something? Am I crazy? That's incorrect etymology on the bingo card, right? One who reads with 11 months says, taking plaster casts of things that don't exist. It's difficult, but it's a fun hobby. Yeah, okay. Incorrect etymology is evidence on the bingo card as well as Illuminati Freemasons. Max Power 1989 with 50 bits says, hi Hannah, great to see you again. Just read the latest Chainsaw Man chapter. Glad you're still here, by the way. Highly recommend the Chainsaw Man movie. I've heard really good things about Chainsaw Man. I'm gonna turn down my fake I hate anime character for a second. Just for a second. I've heard really good things about Chainsaw Man, and it looks great. So I do want to see that at some point. Turning back up my anime hate. Bittergrin with 100 bits says, but we don't need dinosaurs to prove evolution, and the only money in dinosaurs was made by the Jurassic Park movies. Excuse you, Carnosaur and its sequels exist. Tammy and the T-Rex exists. How dare you? Ashley says, you sometimes dress up as a Triceratops. How much is Big Dinosaur paying you, Hannah? Not enough. Not nearly enough. Consider subscribing. Fennikagami says, if platypuses migrate to Japan, they would have been considered yokai until recently because of how weird they are. I'm sure they were considered cryptids for a long time. Yeah, the original people who found them thought it was a prank and ripped its beak off. I don't have a joke for that. It's just sad. Bittergrin with 100 bits says, and did Carnosaur or Tammy make big money? I own both of them. Does that count? And I have a Tammy and the T-Rex TV shirt, t-shirt, so they probably made a couple bucks off that. Bumble Homestead, thanks for gifting a sub to Feistiest Bard. And thank you, everyone, for getting us on a hype train. Steve with a Q with 100 bits says, hi, Hannah, chat. I saw a bunch of pickleball rackets in the clearance aisle at Walmart yesterday, and it made me wonder how Paul is doing. Yeah, we might have to catch up on Paul and Morgan soon. It's been a while since we checked him out. Caesar Bishop, thanks for a 25 stream streak, says, hydrate. Will do. If you want to help out the hype train on Twitch, don't forget you can always become a subscriber, gift subs, or use bits. Thanks, everyone.
Saurus meaning lizard, so lizard people, reptilian people, DNA manipulation.
Reptilians on the bingo card.
I'm sure you've seen of shapeshifters and reptiles and reptilian people and real people that lived.
I don't. I do not. How do I put this? I don't hallucinate that readily.
To be hundreds of years longer than humans and use humans as a food source. I mean, the shit goes deep, so deep. Look at Genesis 120 to 130. Think about the thing, like, think about Noah taking 2 of every animals. And his
Lady Anne asks, doesn't Tammy and the T-Rex end with her stripping for a brain in a jar? Indeed it does. It makes sense in the context of the movie. It is tacky, though. But it's Tammy and the T-Rex, so I don't know what anyone expected.
This time, just not dinosaurs, right? But dinosaurs, you know, made in China. Fossils. All the fossils are made in China because dinosaurs, it's a witch's brew, my friend. It's big oil and mind control. You know, gasoline is an infinite resource on Earth, not dead dinos.
Oh, you know, no! Gasoline is not an infinite resource! What are you talking about? No, 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 no. Oh, honey. We're doing great. Tea Time Tea, thanks for gifting us up.
So they can put big numbers on their big oil industries that they use to enslave entire countries under and with, right? So there's millions.
What did he say? He thinks gasoline is an infinite resource. I want to be clear that there are a decent number of people that believe that. My dad believes that. I haven't talked to him in many years, but growing up, this is an argument I had to have with him a lot. Bear in mind, this is me as a child. So, like, imagine basically me, but as a child, and instead of yelling at people on the internet for their crazy beliefs, it's my abusive alcoholic father. That's basically my childhood. There are tons of people, in particular, right-wing people, not very educated people, who have been told that actually leftists and liberals are just crazy people who are stupid and don't understand that, of course, there will always be infinite oil and gasoline, silly liberals. And you cannot move them from this position. I want to point that out. You cannot explain to them that they are wrong because the well has already been poisoned. So they just don't understand that there are such a thing as limited resources. So that's great. Things are great.
Millions of missing links. If you look at museum dinosaur bones, they're like whales and alligators, giant people, like giant femur bones, plasters, lizards, CGI, even things that go as far as trolls. All this stuff came out about trolls, and then a troll movie comes out on Netflix.
He thinks trolls are real. That's a new one. That's a new one.
Anyways, this is page 63.
They live in Nilbog, by the way, if you're looking for them.
An Unlocked Mind. Check it out. You can find it on www.flatearthfightclub.com. Blow it up. Share this. Dinosaurs are a hoax. Big rabbit hole. Dig deep.
Check out this loser. He believes in rabbits. What a fool. Oh, he's got another video about flat Earth. How great.
What's going on, my friends? Let's talk about it. Flat Earth. The pillars which hold the Earth up. Page 55 on Unlocked Mind. So check it out on Samuel 2:8. For the pillars of the earth are the Lord's, and he has set the earth upon them. Psalms 93:1 and 96:10. The earth cannot ever be moved, ever. Psalms 102:25. You who laid the foundation.
Nemesaur, thanks for gifting 10 tier 1 subs. Much appreciated. Classic mental illness thinks movies are real. Let me tell you, some of them are classics for a reason. I will just say, being delusional, not great, but when you're the delusional one and you're in the middle of it, feels awesome. Feels great. Gotta put that out there. I don't think I talk about that a lot, because it's not something I like to think about. But just so you know, when you're delusional, feels fucking awesome. I wouldn't recommend it. Freyline with 40 bits says it's an excuse so that they don't have to feel bad about driving their stupid giant trucks or Escalades. Actually, they shouldn't have to pay so much to drive their freedom trucks!
Of the earth, so that it shall not move forever, yet you cannot pass its boundaries. To him who laid the
I kind of think it would be funny if I had a time machine to go back in time and show the writers of, like, different Bible verses that legitimately someday people would interpret their very poetic poetry about their religious beliefs as incredibly literal. Not only literal, but literal after having been translated through multiple different languages and denominations. Pretty incredible stuff. Flat Earth on the bingo card.
The earth above the waters below, waters below, waters above, pillars of the earth, winds coming from the middle of the earth in Jeremiah 49:36. The idea of telling
He knows we know where wind comes from, right? It's like a thing the atmosphere does because there's constantly shifting, like, temperatures and pressures happening, and it's kind of like a big soup of atmosphere. Everything's moving, and that's wind. Does he think the wind comes from the center of the earth? Like there's a guy in there blowing? Okay.
people this has nothing to do with being religious or not. It has everything to do.
You just quoted the Bible as your evidence. I think that has a little bit to do with religion. At least a bit.
With people who say that they're religious, or let's say Muslim, any religious category, Jewish, Muslim, Mormon, Christian, Catholic, they say that they represent their religion, but they don't even study their own scriptures. So the point of the matter is what I see and
That's such an interesting broad brush you just painted. Like, I often will say that in the United States there are a lot of Christians who haven't read the Bible, which, like, in my experience is true, but I would never say that no Christian has ever read the Bible. That's an insane thing to say, and that's effectively what he's saying, but not just for Christianity, for every religion. He thinks no people read their own religious text. How does he think that pastors come up with their sermons? How does he think imams come up with whatever they call their sermons, religious teachings, whatever they call it? I'm sure there's a different word for it. Like, how does he think anyone... What? Plenty of people read religious texts. What are you talking about?
hear and feel is a flat earth. And I see a flat earth, and I recognize a flat earth mathematically. True science, not...
Mathematically true science. Can we see your math? Oh, you didn't do any. So you're using the word math as a rhetorical tool instead of actually doing it. Cool. Stone Corbell, thanks for gifting a sub. Much appreciated. 83% to level 4 with a minute left on the hype train.
Pseudoscience, but actual interpretation, perception, and observation, repeatable, that anyone can see. I see a flat earth plane, and I line them up with scriptures in the Bible. And what...
Ah, yes, the ultimate proof. Old book. Ancient wisdom on the bingo card. Quasispec, thanks for 500 bits. I appreciate it. And Stone Corbell, thanks for gifting another sub.
What I see here
Level 4 complete. Thank you, everyone.
is that people tell me that they've read the Bible from front to back 15 times just like I have, but they can't even get past page 55 in my book, Unlocked Mind.
Maybe your book sucks. That's an interesting lack of self-reflection. I've had people said they read tons of books, but they try to read my book and they can't. What's that about? Maybe your book sucks. Maybe your book is bad. Maybe it's indecipherable because it was written by someone who's crazy. All of the above.
Extremely religious people, and they go to church every week. And I say, what do you learn at church? You know, do you study the Word? What do you go to church for if it's not to study the Word and to study natural law so that you can
Ooh, natural law.
access your
Natural law, so hot right now.
treasury account? Because that's what church was for, to teach you the worship of self and to teach you how to access your treasury account and to teach you thou shalt
Oh no, he's a sovereign citizen too. That's sovereign citizen stuff. Great. Harold Elbleman with 40 bits says, "Hey Hannah, today's our 3rd wedding anniversary and our 14th anniversary overall. My wife has saved my ass in my life more times than I can possibly count, and I've been honored to be there to help her similarly a few times over the years. We fit and understand each other, and it's just so good. When things seem dystopic, look back at your wedding pictures and remember they can't steal the joy and love you have." That's very sweet, and happy anniversary to you and your spouse. Stone Corbell with 100 bits says, "Conspiracy singularity approaches. I can't wait for it. I hope it's when the dimensional merge happens." Oh god, I haven't caught up with the oh no, I haven't caught up with that lolcow in a while. Oh god, the memories. Overthought, thanks for gifting a sub, 42% to level 5 on the hype train.
shalt not murder, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not covet. It real simple shit, And everybody here lives in the 7 deadly sins, and they complain about it 24/7.
Gluttony's my favorite deadly sin. Do you guys have a favorite deadly sin? Leave your favorite deadly sin in the comments.
So, I think that
I can see it now. Lust, 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 lust. I get it, you're horny.
it's not about religion being wrong. I think that pieces of truth are hidden within all religions, because religion breaks down to Ra's Legion, which is an ancient Egyptian satanic army.
Did he just say covet like cove? He did. He said it like it was French. Thank you for bringing it up, because I forgot to. Cove. Thou shalt not cove your neighbor's wife or ass, or your neighbor's wife's ass.
So, this shit goes deep. It's a lot more than just the surface of, oh, man wrote the Bible. I don't even care. Who cares about that? Look at the code. Look at...
Oh good, it cut off very suddenly. That's good. I'll have you know, by the way, I think I found this guy's whole channel. I did. Those were just some clips that were posted, but I did find his whole channel, and he's been posting for years. So we can maybe dive into that in the future. Minute left on the hype train. 43% to level 5. Let's take a quick look at the bingo card before we move on to the next video. We certainly had Flat Earth. We had Ancient Wisdom. We had Illuminati, Freemasons, Cabal. Did we have anything else? Incorrect word etymology. I know we had that somewhere. What number is that again? Incorrect word origin. 60. Cool beans. Was that Eric Dubé? Sounded like him? No. That was not Eric. Reptilians. Yes, we do have Reptilians. Let me see. 22. Did we have Satanic? I believe it. He was talking about that kind of thing enough. Where do I keep Satanic on here? 35. Believes evidence is self-evident? Sure. I think that counts. Fennec Kagami says, "Wrong, Hannah. Mine is greed because he was a cool homunculus in FMA. Glad you survived being made into the Michigan Sword, though." Made into the Michigan Sword. I don't get it. My brain no work so good, apparently. He said satanic right at the end. All right. Guess we got it in just at the end. It's a squeaker. Thank you for the hype train, everyone. Much appreciated. Okay. Let's see what we're going to do next.
Let me put some perspective.
Get this centered for you guys. Or at least closer to it.
In this for you. Our genetics and our DNA is what projects the hologram. It's a biospiritual holographic reality.
Biospiritual holographic reality. Word salad on the bingo card. Word salad on the bingo card. Chainsaw Man reference. That explains why I didn't get it.
The new golden age bullshit that you're seeing with Trump, the world stage, you're in the Maya. You're in the dream. And whenever this may go over your head and it may not, it may land really well. And somebody else.
By the way, you can tell that Trump and like the new fasci Republican stuff is the new establishment is because the generic nonpartisan conspiracy theorists have started going against Trump super hard. And they don't really start doing that unless they perceive something to be the status quo. So that's not great, but you know, it is what it is.
That's watching this, it may go over their head, it may land really well. Either way, let me get this to you. Our genetics project the holographic reality. It's essentially a game. It's not going to be a golden age with cryptocurrency and we're still paying for stuff. Absolutely fucking not. That's not what it is. That is the artificial intelligence system, think the movie Matrix, that's trying to
the Matrix on the bingo card.
Keep you locked in a dead realm. We are ascending our body, our genetic frequency to
This is just similar to the rapture stuff again. It's people who view the world as so beyond getting better and they see no hope that they just want to yeet themselves out of this world into anything else. Not something you can do, by the way. Not a thing you can do. Doesn't speak very well to how things are going in society, though, that this many people are consistently just wishing themselves to be out of it to the extent that they're willing to dive into literal delusion in order to fulfill the idea that they could escape. It's almost the equivalent of someone locked in a padded cell just imagining they're somewhere else in a complete delusional fantasy land because they feel trapped. So that's not great. That's probably not great.
a higher octave, which will project like a movie onto a fucking
Also higher octave, that's just the vibes stuff again. Vibes-based conspiracy on the bingo card. Higher octave would mean a higher frequency in the literal sense. So I assume that's what she's going for.
screen, old school.
Octaves are music, but you gotta understand that these people, a lot of these woo-woo people, have co-opted the language of, like, how we describe audio stuff to describe energy. So they'll use, like, vibrations, frequency, and stuff like that, without understanding what those words really mean or how you should apply them. But they've sort of co-opted these terms into a new vocabulary system that doesn't apply to the original definitions of the word. It only applies to their new age understanding of reality, in which we are not physical beings, but actually energetic, quote, vibrations entrapped in these physical matrices. Did that sound like bullshit? That's because it is. But nonetheless, those words mean things to them, and it triggers in their brain a feeling of truth, a feeling of something being substantive and deep, right? It's truthiness. Stephen Colbert, at least a decade ago, coined the term truthiness to describe something that isn't true, but it feels true to someone, and that's how a lot of conspiracy functions. It has a lot of truthiness. It vibes for people.
Right? Project a whole new realm. It is the source code, the original source reality, which is the Adam Cadman reality, which is the Lemurian reality, which is the Atlantean reality, which is the
Atlantis on the bingo card.
causal plane or the divine realm, or think Asgard, not Midgard.
2006 White House Correspondents' Dinner. Oh my god, was that almost 20 years ago? I'm too old to live. Jesus. I'm gonna turn a fan on, one sec.
Okay. The lower planes, the lower realm reality, earthly realm reality, will go through sublimination. It will not exist anymore.
Does she mean sublimation? She said sublimination, which isn't a word, I don't think.
And you're either in a vessel, a vehicle, a Merkaba, your body, your light body is you're either in a light body or a vessel or Merkaba, whatever the fuck you want to call it, that's...
I'd like to call you an ambulance to take you to the sanitarium. Does that count? Overthought says, I could make much more money telling these people how to stop the moxilidians.
Going to make the transition genetically, or you're not. Period. And so the ideology of going into a golden age in a crypto reality and going back to...
Her saying it's a genetic thing comes across as very, Nazi? Sorry. It just does. Very eugenics.
Common law and becoming...
Covert anti-Semitic for Merkaba? I'll believe you on that. I don't know what that is, but I'll believe you. Thinly veiled anti-Semitism on the bingo card.
Sovereign. All that's bullshit. It's all bullshit. That is to keep souls trapped in the Saturnian wheel of samsara. You have to agree to that shit.
Poor understanding of Eastern religions on the bingo card for the samsara stuff.
That's about materialism.
That's a big thing in these woo-woo communities. I'm not even going to say these days. That's been a thing for decades. I can at least think of it going back to the 60s, but it might even predate that. Woo-woo conspiracy Americans co-opting half-understood at best concepts from Eastern religions to graft onto their worldview in order to make themselves feel different. Which is funny, because ultimately it's stuff that's believed by, like, billions of people, but it's not people around them, so they get to feel special.
Is a collective ego death. Death to thy ego, to the lower aspects of the self that make up the carbon-based body.
Ma'am, I've experienced ego death. You don't seem the type that's experienced ego death. You kind of seem like you're real full of yourself to believe all this bullshit, man. Don't do drugs, kids. It'll break your brain. It'll either break your brain so you're like her, or it'll break your brain so you're like me. And neither are good choices.
Period. Got it? Because that's what's happening. The hologram will completely fucking shift. It's an ascension. It's an alchemization.
Thinly veiled anti-Semitism, reptilian dueler.
It's a transfiguration process. It's not going to be, oh, well, we just become a happy, hunky-dory fucking America. No. No. This is the end times. When God lifts his people up, elevates their genetic frequency.
I don't think my genes vibrate like that. Orion, thanks for a 26 months membership. Is that Coke glass mug? Yep, it's just Coke Zero in a Coca-Cola mug. Fennikagami with 40 bits says, in the future, a ton of classic anime like Chainsaw Man and Dan to Dan are going to get absorbed into these conspiracy narratives like movies are. I wonder if any of us will be around when it happens. I hope not me. I can't deal with anime conspiracies. It's too much. Polysaturated lipids, thanks for 45 months. Appreciate it. You know what movies I watched today, chat? I watched 2 movies today, which felt pretty good. I was feeling shitty about myself. I still kinda am, but I was able to distract myself with movies. I was able to watch Alex Winters' Freaked, which is hilarious if you haven't seen it, and Daybreakers, which is not strictly a good movie, but I enjoyed it.
Because everything is energy. And if you have the source code active...
Everything is not energy, quite explicitly. We are matter. See how you don't pass through when you touch it? That's matter. Nemesaur, wow, Nemesaur with a $50 tip says, about a month ago I was diagnosed, oh no, Nemesaur says, about a month ago I was diagnosed with skin cancer, and I'd just like to say how much your streams have helped to keep me relaxed while dealing with it. I am so sorry to hear that. I hope that treatment's going well. I am so sorry. That is such shitty news. Yeah, my aunt had to deal with that too. I hope that you're able to get treatment and that everything will go well and it isn't too bad. I am really, really sorry. And my thoughts are with you. Lennon Cat with 40 bits says, God will uplift his people's genetic frequency. Sounds like some straight up white supremacist occultism nonsense. Bingo! Yeah, I hope they caught it early too.
In your body.
We're here for you, Nemesaur.
And you've done your due diligence and you've healed. And you've raised your conscious, your...
What do we do when Hannah has bingo? That's the secret. Once I get bingo, I'm finally free from this curse.
Or what your self-awareness. You've raised your genetic free...
I don't know if I've told you guys this, but I only do this show because I was cursed by a witch once. I was actually a conspiracy theorist myself, but I upset a witch, so she trapped me in this stream until I myself can get a conspiracy bingo, at which point I'll be free. Probably not today, though.
Frequency. Then you will experience the shift. It's a dematerialization of the carbon-based body, the 666, the mark of the beast.
Mark of the beast on the bingo card. This is a good bingo day. Ryan Cooper with the $2 super chat says, Nemesaur's the greatest of all time, love and luck. Yeah, Nemesaur's great. Nemesaur has, been here for so long and, supports the stream and gives people subs so they don't have to sit through ads. It's so nice. Nemesaur says, had the surgery to remove it today. Oh, that's great. I go to the plastic surgeon for a follow-up tomorrow. Well, good luck with that. I'm glad. I hope that once they're able to, I don't know what they do after that, if they're gonna do another biopsy or anything, but I hope that dealt with it.
6 electrons, 6 neutrons, 6 protons. That's the lower carbon-based frequency, the Saturnian-based frequency. And you can stay on the wheel.
Goddamn people from Saturn. Where do they get off living on a gas giant, those fucking dicks? Obey the laws of physics or get out of reality, okay?
And you can live out your life, whatever you got left of your life, in the Saturnian matrix, or you can be elevated into the heavenly realms. Have a good day.
Wow.
Let me put some perspective.
She thinks she nailed that. The confidence with which she ended that video, I'm gonna throw on my sunglasses. That was good shit, right? The first guy mentioned giants briefly. He did actually. You were correct. So we do need giants on the bingo card as well. We can take a look at the bingo card real quick because we've been getting a lot so far. Giants, Mark of the Beast, recording in car, word salad, vibes-based conspiracy, the Matrix, FIPHAZ! Oh no, I thought that was a bingo. You were doing a bingo command. Sorry, I thought you had a bingo already. Yes, we do have Ancient Wisdom. I already have a little thing on there. Yep, Atlantis, thank you. Which is our number 33. Really feels like we should have made Illuminati 33. Dropped the ball on that one. Aliens did it. What was Aliens did it for? Oh, the Saturnians. Duh. I literally made a joke about it. And thinly veiled anti-Semitism. Indeed. Where do I have thinly veiled? We get overt a lot more these days. Everything's going fine. Cool beans. Let's see what we're gonna do next. Someone said 31. Did I already get that or not? Let me double check. 31. Oh yeah, Eastern religion. Cool beans. Thank you. No, I don't think aliens are demons. And I did not mention Blu-ray Unconditional Prong. I said I watched those movies. I did not say anything about how I watched them. We did not have my research yet, no. Alright, let's check out this next one. This is, what if Nephilim giant machines were grown? Giants on the bingo card, too, if I missed that. I did say I had Carnosaur, so okay, Hannah mentions Blu-rays, that's true. I did mention that. Hannah mentions Blu-rays, which is basically a free space, because instead of a personality, I can only consume. Okay.
Welcome back, everyone. So, folks, today I want to talk about something that I think will really get you thinking. Not too long ago, I uploaded a video about giant ancient tree stumps and the idea that maybe they were cut down or destroyed by angels to prevent the Nephilim giants from using them as a
This mountain... No, wait, did we have giant trees on the bingo card? I'm not sure.
means of
What's this guy's name? The YouTube channel is called Woodward TV.
survival. Well, what I'm about to talk about is something that sort of ties into that idea. But the focus here is not on giant trees. It's about something else
Mountain is a giant tree is a spot? Yes, that spot.
that I think is even more extraordinary than that.
This tree was a person? Definitely not that one. Mountain is a giant tree? Yes.
Now, everyone here knows who
Oh, Superman.
Superman is, right? But how many of you understand Superman's Fortress of Solitude?
I didn't have friends as a kid, so me.
More specifically, how many of you understand how Superman's Fortress of Solitude was constructed?
Most people. It's been a plot point in at least one of the films, but it's come up more than once. It's grown out of crystals, because that's how Krypton's architecture was, is they just grew stuff out of crystals. There's also crystals that store a lot of data, like the holographic versions of his parents. This is not AI. No, this guy's been doing conspiracy theories for years before AI was a thing.
Well, for those of you who don't know, in the Superman stories, the Fortress of Solitude isn't something
Oh, did you mean the picture too? No, the picture is concept art for the Superman movie that came out earlier this year.
he builds. It's actually grown. Superman puts a single alien crystal into the ice, and from that crystal, the entire fortress expands on its own and constructs itself. The towers, the walls, even the technology inside, all
Bittergrin says, fun fact, the crystal thing originated from the first movie, then got added to the comics. Did it really? That's a good addition to the mythology. It works really well.
form naturally as if the building is alive. There are
I want to point out, I don't like the aesthetic of like a crystal city, but it does make Krypton seem very alien, so I'm fine with it.
no tools, no construction crew.
Better than Zack's. I know, I'm beating a dead horse here, aren't I? I'm beating a dead horse with this. Man of Steel's Krypton was disgusting. It's like a Call of Duty game threw up over a movie in terms of its color palette. What was that? I know, it's a dead horse. I'm beating it. I know.
Crews,
It's so bad, though.
nothing being assembled. It just happens, right? The fortress can even generate equipment, holograms, and energy using the same type of crystal that created it. It's like a living machine, a place that responds to Superman and exists as both a home and a system. It's almost as if that one crystal had its own artificial intelligence that grew and expanded with the fortress. And the reason I bring this up is because I want you to start thinking about technology that's very different from ours.
Nemesaur says, Hannah, after catching up on Sunday's VOD, I went to check on Hi Conrad, the author of the Clue VCR game, which is very fun to watch. If you like Clue, you should check out last VCR vault. He's a prolific mystery writer and wrote several dozen Monk episodes. Oh, I love Monk. Monk's one of my favorite mystery shows. Columbo is my favorite, if you're curious.
I'm talking about instead of building technology, you grow it, letting it form and organize itself, almost like a living organism. Folks, take a moment and really observe the world around.
That's cool as like a sci-fi concept. It's certainly not practical in our current time with our materials or understanding of the world. It's a cool sci-fi concept, though.
You. The mountains rise sharply, their ridges and peaks almost mechanical in their precision.
How much of a tip to rank various Kryptons? I don't have. I'm more of a Marvel person. I know more about DC than like the average person on the street because I'm a dork. But like, I don't know so much that I could give an in-depth, detailed discussion about people other than like Superman and his cousin. Those are the only ones I really know. I know Zod exists, of course, and his henchmen from the movies, but I'm not like super familiar with other Kryptons.
Some of them.
I've not started Stargate yet. I know.
When you really use your imagination.
I've been watching Pluribus. I want a new episode.
Are like frozen gears of some enormous machine. Rivers branch and fork,
though.
Splitting again and again, following patterns that feel almost too orderly to be random.
They're literally, what do you mean too orderly to be random? You're literally showing just a bunch of rivers. It's not orderly in any way. What are you talking about? It's just flowing where it can. That's what a river does.
In the sky, lightning streaks across the clouds, splitting in intricate, repeating paths that mirror the same branching.
I know Krypton is the planet, but what do you call the people? You can't call them kryptonites, because kryptonite is the mineral, the crystal that, like, weakens Superman. So what do you call them? Kryptonians. There you go.
We see on the ground.
Yeah, I'm gonna lose my nerd card for that one. In fairness, someone else wrote Kryptons, and I just read it.
What I'm getting at here is that the ancient Nephilim giants may have wielded knowledge and power beyond anything we can fully imagine. These giants may not have just shaped the earth with their...
This is probably uses AI on the bingo card, right? Is this an AI image? Kind of looks like it. Hard to tell.
hands. They might have built or even cultivated machines on a scale so massive that the remains of their work are hidden in the landscapes we take for granted today. Mountains, rivers, and lightning
Yeah, that's
could
AI.
all be traces of a technology.
Looking at the hole at the top of the gear, definitely AI. I think it can't quite figure out the perspective of the holes. AI on the bingo card.
Technology that was once alive. A planetary system designed to function with the precision of a living engine. The idea is that the giants built giant machines, but they weren't built, they were grown.
This is just sci-fi Paul Bunyan. This is just sci-fi Paul Bunyan. Also, if any studio executives want to call me about my spec script for sci-fi Paul Bunyan, hit me up. Blue the Ox is a cyborg or something. I don't know. Oh, different depictions of Krypton. That would make so much more sense. Why does my brain work so well sometimes and so bad other times? Zack Snyder's is at the bottom. The rest are all whatever. I don't care. Babe is the big blue ox. Wow, I am fucking up today. Robo Babe. I'll have everyone know I lost 3 viewers the second I misnamed Babe the Ox. I'm gonna put that out there. There are at least 3 people in my audience who are huge Paul Bunyan stans and were fucking disgusted that I didn't get that correct.
When we look at the megaliths and megastructures around the world, we can theorize that they were built by giants because we think
And
giants
frankly, if that's your hill to die on, I respect it.
were big and strong, and that would make a lot of sense. But you know what? That's too easy and boring. So,
Has anyone ever done a story where it's like Paul Bunyan, John Henry the Steel Driving Man, Johnny Appleseed, and who's another American mythological figure? I know Johnny Appleseed was like a real guy, but he's mythologized. They should do an Avengers team out of that. Like, Uncle Sam would be fine. Columbia, maybe, because Uncle Sam wasn't until the 40s. Or at least the 30s. No, 39, 40.
let's make this a bit more
Now, George Washington is too close to a real guy. Like, George Washington is definitely a real guy, and he's mythologized, but not as much as Johnny Appleseed. There's a line, I can't tell you exactly where it is. Anyway,
complex.
Davy Crockett would probably be fine. Sure. He was also a real guy. Whatever.
You see, some of these legends
I like the idea of League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. I just wish the writer wasn't... Has anyone here read the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen? I love the idea and I love the universe of League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. Unfortunately, the writer of League of Extraordinary Gentlemen likes to be edgy to the point of putting sexual assault in a lot of his stuff, and I don't need that. that it's Mr. Hyde sexually assaults someone, and like, I get he's Mr. Hyde, but you didn't need to write it in the comic. Ugh. Anyway.
hint at knowledge that goes far beyond simple brute force. I'm talking
Crockett died at the Alamo. That's what they want you to think.
about knowledge of metals.
That's actually, that's actually how we start our League of Extraordinary Americans comic. Davy Crockett is actually, they fake his death at the Alamo, and that's when they recruit him into the team, and he's our POV character on how we, like, introduce this world of, like, weird American mythological history shit. There we go. We got it.
Energy, mechanisms that could manipulate the world. Certain ancient writings suggest
Moore also has some takes on women. I'm not surprised.
that these giants built machines so massive that the mountains we see today might actually be the eroded.
The Disney movie Tall Tale has John Henry, Paul Bunyan, and Pecos Bill working together. All right, well, there you go. Disney already stole my idea. Never mind.
remains of their work. These could have been structures, energy engines, vehicles, but we can't think of them like the machines we build today, with mechanical gears and circuits formed the same way we form them, but the way nature forms life.
It's interesting he's almost working backwards, isn't he? You can't see this nature as technology because it's not technological, but if we just redefine technology as nature, then all this nature certainly seems mighty technological. It's a very weird, twisty way of trying to justify what he wants to believe.
Looking at the planet, most of what we see.
Christopher says, just got through the oddity that is Death Becomes Her. Opinions on that one. I love that movie. I saw that for the first time this year, actually, surprisingly. Some of the CG hasn't aged particularly well, but it's a comedy, so it's not a big deal. The performances mostly hold that movie together. It's a lot of fun. Would recommend. If you haven't seen it, watch Death Becomes Her. It's a black comedy, sort of satirizing a particular brand of Los Angeles star obsession with youth. Pretty fun.
We think natural. The mountains, deep ridges, plateaus. What if many of these things are actually the fossilized remains of machinery left behind after a cataclysm that reshaped the earth? Go ahead and take a very close look at what we think is nature. How do rivers branch out like arteries?
Physics. What do you mean, how do they branch out? Erosion over long periods of time, taking the path of least resistance. It's erosion and fluid dynamics. Like, what do you mean? What does he mean?
Splitting and reconnecting in patterns that repeat across the landscape.
What do you mean repeat? It's not repeating. It's not a fractal. What are you talking about? It's a river. What?
Trees grow in intricate, repeating circuits. Their
They're not circuits.
branches and
They're branches.
roots form complex networks that mirror one another.
What do you mean they mirror? No, they don't.
Lightning streaks across the sky in mirrored paths.
Why does he keep saying mirrored? None of these things are mirrored.
Splitting again and again in what are called fractal patterns. You see?
I don't think that is fractal. He's claiming things are fractal that aren't fractals. Does he know what a fractal is?
Coastlines, too, show the same principle.
Okay, I think he just thinks that anything that looks like a complex pattern is a fractal, which is not what a fractal is. A fractal is like a complex pattern that repeats at different levels of, like, zoom. Like, the same pattern is repeating at any level that you look at it. That's not a great definition. I'm sure there's a better one that's in the dictionary, but that's kind of my vibe definition.
There are jagged edges repeating over and over at every scale. In mathematics, this is a fractal.
Yeah, this is a fractal because it's the same pattern repeating and repeating in ad infinitum at different scales. Like, you could zoom it out on this and it would look the same.
A pattern that repeats infinitely, revealing the same level of detail no matter how closely you examine it. Now, this type of geometry isn't confined to the natural world we can see with our eyes. It appears everywhere, from the blood vessels that branch out through your body to the rivers draining entire continents. The flow and branching follow universal laws, producing networks
Do you mean the laws of physics?
that are efficient and almost impossibly precise.
You're now showing man-made architecture, by the way, which is an entirely different thing. This was not made by the laws of physics. This was made by human artists that very intentionally built this to look like this. They're entirely different phenomena. One is natural, one is intended by an actor.
But here's the question. How could water...
Okay, apparently coastlines are fractals. So my definition of fractal is apparently wrong, and I apologize.
How could
At least
rock
according to someone in chat.
or even lightning truly decide to carve these perfect patterns?
There's no decide. There's no decide. There's no agent. There's no agent. There's no agency. There is physics. It is not teleological. It is etiological. I am losing my goddamn mind. Why are there so many human beings who are incapable of understanding systems that exist outside of the purview of an agent exercising agency? Most things in the world do not have agency. They're just static inanimate objects functioning per the laws of physics. It isn't, there's no intent. There's no want. It just is.
On their own. How does water know how to carve these patterns into the
It doesn't know. No. This language is so bad.
rivers we see, or is there something else there? Some guiding principle shaping them? Now, of course, science has an explanation called natural optimization. So rivers don't form randomly. They evolve through natural optimization.
Okay, so you're aware that it's physics at play Where's the but? What possible but could you have?
over a long period of time that none of us can observe. And nature seeks the most efficient way to drain water from a landscape with the least amount of energy. And so the optimization creates
Bittergrin with 100 bits says liquids or current for the lightning follow similar patterns because that's the pattern you get when randomly flowing either down or towards a positive charge. They don't know anything.
branching patterns that look fractal because the same rule repeats everywhere. Water always finds the steepest path downhill, then divides again when faced with obstacles. Each part of the system follows the same branching logic, whether it's a few centimeters or hundreds of miles. This process is called a self-organized critical system, nature building order without conscious design. Now that's the scientific explanation, which is not really an explanation. It just
No, that's an explanation. It's just an explanation that you don't find satisfying. Be aware of the difference. You can have an explanation that you don't like. You can have an explanation that doesn't comport to how you think the world should work. Still an explanation.
sounds scientific.
Also, I'm sure you could mathematically, express how many of these systems work, which would be the clearer answer to the question you're asking, but I imagine you wouldn't find that helpful either, because it's math, and conspiracy theorists are allergic to math. It's one of the only things I relate to them about.
And it sounds dismissive.
It's not. It's not dismissive. It is the answer to the question you are asking. You just don't like the answer.
But picture this. Picture a world before the flood, a time when giants walked the earth and also understood its hidden geometry on a level that seems almost impossible to grasp.
Oh, hidden geometry. This is a huge thing with conspiracy theorists, too. Terrence Howard is into this. This is why he's super into his flower of life thing. It's this idea that they can look at aesthetic, geometrical patterns and learn some deeper truth just by staring at these patterns enough. It's delusional in the extreme. It comes from, I don't even know where it comes from, but it belies a complete lack of understanding of what discovery and understanding even is. There's a group of conspiracy theorists that will look at, fractals or the golden ratio or the flower of life, and they'll just think about it, ideally while doing copious drugs, and then they'll have some thing in their brain that goes, I think I found something significant. I had a crackpot idea. I must tell the world. And they think that that idea is deep suddenly because they had it while they were looking at some fucking pattern. It's really weird.
In that world, fractals
How
would
dare you boy Aster. Also welcome. Glad you could make it.
be a language, a blueprint for construction. What I'm saying is, what if giants didn't build machines in the way we understand, but instead grew them?
What if giants aren't real and you need to get off the internet and maybe seek gainful employment?
And all they did was guide their development according to precise mathematical and energetic principles. Machines that could assemble themselves, expand naturally, and draw power directly from the planet itself.
Fenekagami says the scientific explanation, which isn't really an explanation, is what every conspiracy theorist means when they say, no one has an answer to this.
Like Superman's Fortress of Solitude. Rivers, tree branches and roots, blood vessels, and lightning obey these same rules. They distribute energy and resources in ways that maximize.
So does he think the giants didn't have blood vessels? If blood vessels and trees and rivers are all machines designed by giants, did the giants not have blood or blood vessels? Because in order for the giants to exist, to create these things, they would also have to exist and live. And if they were to live, certainly that means they have energy requirements? They have a physical body. Do they not function like humans? But even within the conspiracy ideology, Nephilim, or the giants, are the offspring of humans and angels, which means you would already have to have humans existing prior to the giants, so the giants couldn't have designed human circulatory systems. So what the fuck is he talking about? I don't think he even thought through his own theory that well. The timeline doesn't make any sense.
Flow and minimize waste. Imagine giant
How much Lovecraft have you read? Because this reads like it was cribbed straight from his mythos. I have read 0 Lovecraft. Good to know, though.
giants applying the same principles on a massive scale, creating living machines that grew like forests, with rivers channeling power into their cores and mountains functioning as both structural frames and cooling systems. Everything would scale to match their size, following the same patterns that govern all living natural systems. The Earth would, of course, be a very important part of the machinery. I mean, we take these things for granted, but if these machines were alive, then the giants were the engineers and caretakers of a planet-wide system.
You are jumping so far ahead, assuming that you have proved things that you have not.
Grown with purpose and intelligence that goes way beyond what we can comprehend, with just imagination alone and what was left behind. Fractals are everywhere, acting as a universal signature that links both life
I'm
and
sorry, do you think giants created the galaxy? What are you even saying?
machinery. They appear in the branching of trees, the networks of rivers, the spirals of galaxies, and even the intricate connections within the human brain. When we see the same patterns emerging across all these different
Yeah, Farscape is the living ship.
systems, how can any of us deny intelligent design?
Because all of your arguments were specious and terrible and, like, were motivated as hell from the beginning. They were bad arguments. That's why.
The flood might have been a catastrophic shutdown of these enormous systems, an event that transformed living, functioning machines into the mountains, rivers, and canyons we see today. What we consider geology could be the fossilized remains of technology, structures, and networks frozen in time. The patterns of energy and matter
I've not watched Farscape yet, no.
that once flowed and pulsed
Do
through
you guys
the
have any idea how long my list of shows and TV and movies I plan on watching is? Longer than your list of movies and TV shows you've all probably seen.
planet now lie dormant, everything hidden in plain sight.
How does Giants Did It get to intelligent design? Because he thinks that giants are the Nephilim, which are expressly mentioned in Genesis.
Maybe the eye of the Sahara was once a massive giant wheel, like a radial bearing. What if some of these canyons were once fractal gears?
What if the moon was a bowling ball? What if trees were your mom's mom's toilet paper? I don't know. What do you want me to say here, man? You can't just say stuff. You can't just say stuff like it's a point. Bittergrin says, make sure you also watch Babylon 5. Just be gentle with the CGI. It was the 90s. I'm always gentle.
The mesa tops look like they were sliced with precision. You can look at satellite images of landscapes that reveal fractal-like mechanical geometry. The evidence may not lie in ancient ruins or lost artifacts, but in the landscape. The fractals are everywhere, repeating the same forms from the smallest branch to the largest mountain range. Think about Tesla technology and how everything spins and coils. 369, right? CERN's particle accelerator, spinning gears, turbines, atoms, galaxies, Earth rotating and Earth rotating around the sun.
Yeah, this is just word salad. He's just saying a bunch of words in quick succession to imply a relation between all of them when he hasn't demonstrated a relation between any of them. Just vibes. It's just, do these words make you feel things? Does it feel profound? Then it's profound.
Look at a hurricane spin. Look at a tornado. By learning to recognize and understand these patterns, we can begin to uncover the secrets the giants left behind. The secrets that could reveal an entirely different story of our world. One far older and far more extraordinary than we ever imagined. The evidence has been in front of us all along.
Oh, you're bringing crop circles into this. That's not a good sign.
Not hidden by distance or secrecy or time, but by the limits of our perception. Anyway, folks, that's going to be all for now, and there is more to come. I appreciate everyone for tuning in, and I ask that you please click the thumbs up button and like this video, share this video, and let me know what you guys think in the comments.
Don't thumbs up that guy's video. You should thumbs up my video if you're on YouTube, because my video's better. Harold Element says, so in At the Mountains of Madness, we discovered these elder things that look like barrel-shaped starfish that created the Shoggoths, think gelatinous cubes that were the actual primordial ooze we came from, to be their slave race, then took a nap after a long war with something else, but that's more than you need to know about this for this purpose. It's the Shoggoth cast-off made all life with veins thing that made me think of this. Oh, neat. Okay. Let's check this one out. I don't think we've looked into how Dr. Mumby's been doing in a while. Let's check it out. She loves her Instagram filters. Warning.
Greetings, family, and welcome to Dr. Mumby Spirituals. My name is Dr. Mumby Saraki. So I just got a message from one of you guys talking about how you had a cleaning lady who was performing the dark arts or a practitioner of juju who was living in your house, and you
Kind of just sounds like you're a rich asshole that, like, is paranoid and decided that they didn't like their help. So they projected some weird bullshit onto them.
recently fired her, and since then, I don't know, you've been itching whenever you sleep on her bed. Not sure why you're sleeping on her bed, though.
I was gonna say, why are you sleeping on the bed that your former housekeeper slept in? Why? What? Bittergrin says, fun fact, there's an elder thing in the fairy market in the second Hellboy movie by Del Toro. Oh, cool.
And that, you know, you wanted to know how to destroy the evil altar.
Wash the sheets!
Someone else
I think she forgot when she fired the cleaning lady that she had to start cleaning.
had also sent me a message about a cleaning lady they hired for years who by your parents, I think, and you used to give them, they used to give them your clothes and stuff like that. And ever since your
Yeah, probably because they had kids that the clothes were for. It's hand-me-downs. Eye Strain Haver, thanks for following, and Cuphead Socialist, thanks for following.
parents let her go, you've been experiencing extreme misfortune, or let's say poverty of, you know, material things and stuff like that. You must make a habit, family, of clearing out your homes, your offices, the
Oh, hey Stephanie. It's been a while.
places where you spend a lot
Hope
of
you're doing well.
time, of clearing out all evil spirits, all demonic elements, and all
Thank you, Stephanie. I appreciate it.
negative
I think I saw a Facebook post of yours recently where you're into, like, weightlifting now? Cool beans.
attachments, disembodied spirits that may be existing
If this is who I think it is, yes. Okay, good.
there.
Cool beans.
I feel like
Hell
I
yeah.
did a video on this a couple of weeks ago, but hey, repetition is the master to remembering, I guess. The most powerful instruments to do this are frankincense and myrrh. That's why they were used in the Bible as gifts to the so called Jesus.
The so-called G's.
And they are readily available here. In fact, if you're in Kenya, there's like a supermarket called Naivas where you can go and you can find the ubani, which is frankincense and myrrh. It's all natural, it's all natural tree resin and stuff like that. Those are the
As we all know, resin from trees is never poisonous. There are very specifically resins from trees that are poisonous to the human body. Don't. Just because it's from a tree doesn't mean it's okay to put in your body.
most powerful. And what you need to do is you need to take some charcoal and pour this resin or ubani or frankincense and myrrh into the charcoal. And then in every single room of your house, you need to
Uranium is natural, and that's why it's so delicious.
command that every evil spirit, every negative entity, every demon, every demonic element, every disembodied spirit, every element that is there that is not for your highest good and your greatest, existence, leave immediately. Anything that is attacking you, anything that is an enemy to your soul, your spirit, your family, leave. And there's a way that you do this. You go from room to room. I had actually attached an article when I talked about this last time. I'll attach it in the comments of this, so check it out. And you need to go from the room furthest to the door, and then go from room to room to room, and then end up at the front door where you invite those spirits to leave. And when you're doing this, by the way, family, you also need to make sure that all your windows or doors are open so that these spirits leave. Because this
What if that just lets more spirits in?
world is spiritual.
What if there's a higher density of spirits outside of my house than within it, and osmosis causes them to filter within? I'm pretty sure that's how it works.
The physical we're seeing, that's just half the world, but everything, every battle
Ghosts function as a fluid.
over your life, every misfortune that you're experiencing, every good or bad thing is formulating first in the spirit. And so if you do
Just a Peach with a tip says, why are you using scent for hiding decomp to cleanse your house? Don't question her. She's a doctor. Not in any of this, but still.
control of your spiritual realm in the environments that you're in your mind, in your heart, then you'll always find yourself disadvantaged. And once you do that, once you clear out the negative spirits using things as powerful as frankincense and myrrh,
Broha, thanks for gifting a sub to Cuphead Socialist.
and the power of your own tongue, then you call back your energy. You call back your power. You call back your favor, your abundance, your blessing from every person, every place, every experience.
Smelly stuff like garlic was believed to drive away evil spirits. Apparently, I'm not an evil spirit then, because if I was dead and people were cooking with garlic, that's probably the house I would choose to haunt.
Every encounter, where it may be, call it back to yourself. And then for good measure, you might want to just, take that frankincense and myrrh body and just smoke yourself out and return every energy that is not your own. Disconnect from every curse over your life, every bad word, every slander, every gossip.
Why does this Instagram filter remove her retinas? Or pupils, rather. Why does it remove her pupils? That feels like something you would probably want to have on your face so you don't look scary.
Emotional, psychological, and physical attack. All spells, including death spells, poverty spells. All black magic. And white magic, I'll get into that one day. Disconnect from all that is not serving you, that is not serving your highest good and your greatest elevation. And for some of us, we always return those things back to the sender 1,000-fold. And we've been hearing of certain misfortunes befalling our enemies for the things they sent our way. And then once you've done that, family, raise your vibration. And the way you raise your vibration, raise what you're thinking about, raise what you're feeling, raise your discussions. Make sure you're always having the highest level thoughts. Make sure things like envy and hate and gossip and slander and discussing others are not part of your life. Because if those people try and send those things back to you, you will no longer be a matching vibration to receive them because you're of a higher mind and a higher heart. I hope that helped.
That was the worst ASMR video I've ever seen. Good manifestation bullshit. The manifestation thing is so hot right now. It is like the undercurrent of all, like, conspiracy thinking right now is this idea that you can manifest things. The idea of, what is it called? Something attraction. The law of attraction from the book The Secret. That shit's prevalent. Incredibly prevalent. Been a while since we watched her, but why does she do the weird whispery voice? I think just to get people to watch the video, because some people like it. I'm not into ASMR. Some people are. I don't get it. Let's see what's next. Oh boy. Do we do the transvestigation video? Oh no, do we do the... Oh no, do we do the channelers channeling Thomas Jefferson and Sally Hemings video? Oh, that's gonna be a rough one. We have remote viewing other planets? That sounds interesting. I think, based on the reaction, I think the Sally Hemings video. Okay. Alright. Cool beans. Have I seen The Rise of Erica Kirk, the video? I have not. Wait, what did that say? Hold on. Disclaimer, by watching this video, you are agreeing to the following terms and conditions. The information provided is for entertainment purposes only. What you decide to do with the information given, including any actions you take, is your own personal responsibility and choice. All information at no time should be regarded as legal, medical, financial, psychological, or business factor or subject to your own interpretation and judgment. The information is not a substitute for professional services and is advised you should seek advice from the relevant qualified expert.
Welcome back, everybody. It's
I transitioned into the micro machines, man.
Mr. Reality. I'm joined by psychic medium Liz Cross. Liz, how are you doing?
I'm cold. How are you?
I'm pretty warming up. This is a popular request in your YouTube channel. People ask they want to talk to Tom.
This is a popular request? Did you guys know, by the way, this was a meme for like a week, so people might have seen this. There was like an early 2000s Sally Hemings, Thomas Jefferson movie with Sam Neill as Thomas Jefferson. We gotta watch that someday. It looks like it frames it as a romance, and it makes me want to vomit. There we go. Thank you for the video. Appreciate it.
Thomas Jefferson, Sally Hemings. So I know what we're doing now is we're applying the morality of today on the past, which is difficult to do. So we're looking at this from a different lens. So
Mountainous Range, thanks for following.
we're not going to cast judgment at the time. Well,
Hold on. I'll play the trailer real quick. I think it was called An American Scandal or something. Not great. Thomas. Hold on. Sam Neill, Thomas Jefferson. An American Scandal. That's a weird way to describe the president raping someone. Jesus Christ. Oh, where's the trailer? Here it is.
That nearly it was a forbidden romance that nearly
A forbidden romance. Jesus Christ, the way that they're oh, fuck.
it was a forbidden romance that nearly destroyed the president.
Who is that extraordinary girl?
His name was Thomas Jefferson. Her name was Sally Hemings.
You're nothing but a fancy slave.
CBS presents the greatest American love story never told.
I so love your touch.
You are the president. Your conduct must be above reproach.
Sam Neill, and introducing Carmine Jogo.
I love you. God help me, I do.
Sally Hemings, CBS.
There's whitewashing history, and then there's that. I don't even know what to do with that, except spit on it. Anyway.
We probably will anyway, but we're going to try our best. I wonder if we can bring in the energy
Oh, you should feel ill. You should feel very ill all the time.
of Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States.
Yes, I have him standing here.
Now, was he here when I called him or when we called him, or do you bring forth him? What is the mechanism behind him arriving?
What was the mechanism behind? He just knew he was supposed to be here. He's actually standing here before we hit the record button.
Hello, over here. Hello. Point of order. Thank you, Mr. Jefferson. That was me, not Thomas Jefferson, saying that, by the way. Can he
thanks. I was worried about that for a second. I was
tell
confused.
us about his...
We wouldn't want to confuse things you say with things Thomas Jefferson is saying right now.
What he's been doing? Is he incarnated now?
Are you incarnated? Yes, he is incarnated now. Are you in the U.S.? Yes, he is. Are you in politics? Yes, he is.
I like how she doesn't even... I know I bring this up every time we watch her videos. She does not give time. Like, if she was on a phone call with these people, if they really weren't dead, or if she could talk to ghosts, there's no time for the response. She just, like, immediately improvs the answer.
Oh, tread lightly. Would we know this person if we heard them by name?
Would we? Yes. You
Are
want me to
they-
tell you who he is?
I do. Hell yeah.
Okay, forgive me, audience. Who's the older guy that had a stroke and he's not doing so well? I believe he's a Republican.
I don't know. We can put in the comments below. Tell us your best guess. And
Wouldn't you know his name? Thomas Jefferson's ghost could just tell you. Why wouldn't you have it? What are you talking about? Wait, are they saying Mitch McConnell? Is Mitch McConnell Thomas Jefferson's reincarnation? Reincarnation on the bingo card.
Yeah.
Well, if you're right. So I wanted to ask Thomas Jefferson about his incarnation. So his incarnation before, when he was Thomas Jefferson.
Shouldn't she know his name? Excuse me, are you implying that she's not really talking to Thomas Jefferson's soul?
There's been a lot of
How dare you?
people talking about you were a slaveholder, you were trying to get
Dillis Filler says that was so vague as to be a horoscope statement.
rid of slavery. We're going to have to touch on that issue, but how do you feel that...
We're gonna have to listen, Thomas, Mr. President, thank you for coming here for this interview, but we will have to touch on the slavery issue.
How did you justify that in your head by having slaves but wanting to get rid of them?
How did you justify in your head about having slaves? It was the sign of the times, he says, basically.
That's not a good answer to that question. I know it's not really Thomas Jefferson talking, but that's a terrible answer.
He says that's how you made profit. You had slaves. You didn't have...
Funny that the North was, like, not doing that, and they were all right.
to pay for labor. Like, now, obviously, today we have employees and we don't have slavery.
Trey says, there's so many writings that Thomas Jefferson actually did that was apologetics for slavery that she could have Googled. Why would she do that when American cultural osmosis can do the work for her? So she just assumes that she has to portray a framer of the country as, at worst, troubled. You ever notice that some people have such an aversion to talking about the framers, like anything other than like deities? But even for like the median person, there feels like this need to almost like, sure, they had problems, but they were complicated. And it's like, maybe they weren't that complicated. Maybe they just sucked. It's okay to just say someone fucking sucked. Like, it's not that difficult.
Thank God. But it was cheap labor. And he says that's something that anybody who runs a business.
Bittergrin says John Adams managed to be a founding father without owning slaves. Just saying.
Wants is cheap labor. Not excusing what he did, obviously, but that was
no, but fuck you. If anyone had the opportunity to talk to Thomas Jefferson and the first thing they say isn't fuck you,
the principle behind it. It's cheap labor. Now, if we apply this today,
the principle behind it, being a monster.
You see it all the time. People are underpaid, undervalued. Would you?
I don't know if I would simply call people who were enslaved as, quote, underpaid. They were not paid, and they had no autonomy, and their lives literally were not their own because of the threat of violence of the predominant political force, white people. Fennikagami says, to be fair, she could be talking about Fetterman. He had at least one stroke and can be easily confused for a Republican.
Say that is a form of slave labor? And, well, he says no. You can't compare the two.
So what does Thomas Jefferson believe the role of the government should be from his Thomas Jefferson perspective?
Who cares? Are they aware they could, read the writings of Thomas Jefferson and actually learn what his opinions were instead of making them up on the spot? Okay, we can move on from that, because that's just gonna frustrate me, and that's no fun. Okay, let's do the transvestigation video. This is gonna suck ass. Let's go! It's Wretched Recess. Are you surprised?
I'm so mad at myself. I was almost done making this video and I was laughing so hard I accidentally clicked stop. So I only have 5 minutes left on this memory card. I'm gonna have to talk fast. Okay. For
those who haven't seen me cover Wretched Recess before, she is a conspiracy theorist that does transvestigations. She thinks everyone is secretly trans. She has transvestigated Fred Flintstone, the animated character, to tell you how deep her brainworms go.
What do you call it? The motion picture, whoever does the Academy Awards. The Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences had a women's lunch. And I saw this article when I woke up this morning. I forget what I was looking up on my phone. And this article popped up and I knew it was going to be comedy gold because there's no women at the women's lunch. So I have 5 minutes. I'm going to quickly show you guys the attention.
That's true. She transvestigated the Operation board game guy. That's true. You know, the board game Operation where you have the thing and the nose buzzes. She's adamant that that is a trans man. Okay? She knows it.
At the women's lunch.
It's an animated character, right? What do you mean?
And let you decide for yourself. So,
when she says, does she think the person who originally drew the Operation person had the thought in their head, they have a vagina, and that into the universe it manifests that reality that this fictional character has a vagina? It's so weird. I don't know how to tell you this. We canonically have never seen the Operation guy's genitals. They don't exist. Because he's a fictive character. He's a figure. Look, okay, the Operation guy does have birthing hips, but that's okay. So do I. And I can't give birth, so it just happens sometimes.
Again, Academy Women's Luncheon with half these people, I have no idea who they are. Yeah, let's just get into it. I am vaguely familiar with Kristen Stewart. Look at, like, ignore the long hair and just look at, like, the top of the head part and that, like, low ear and jaw.
Low ear. That's a new one. Oh, transvestigation on the bingo card, of course.
That's a creature, okay? There's a creature at the women's lunch, just being honest. I'm not trying to be a dick in this video.
I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm just trying to dehumanize people so I can feel better about myself.
But if you're going to say you're a woman...
I do want to point this out. I legitimately feel that Wretched Recess does this because she has a lot of her own self-image issues, and instead of working on those in therapy or self-help or something, she has decided that it makes her feel better to go online and harass other women and to call them not real women instead of dealing with her own issues, which is a shame. It is sad.
And show up at a woman's lunch, can you not look like a creepy dude, like, just standing there?
Can you explain the difference between fictive and fictional? You keep using the former, and I'm curious why. I don't know, just word I use. I have no idea if there's an actual difference. Jason Proxy says, to be fair, she's not trying to be a dick. She just genuinely is.
This person has the audacity with their, like, man hand and, like, man knees and legs and weird man loafers. Like, who let you in to the women's lunch? I'm so confused. Literally everyone at this lunch looks like this. Like, I don't even know what to say right now. Like, why are we pretending and we're not passable? Like,
these aren't even, that's the thing, Phoenix. These aren't trans people. I like, these are just cis women she's transvestigating. That's what's driving me fucking crazy. These women are cis, but she's like, look at how obviously trans they are, and they're not. There's nothing wrong with being trans. I'm that. It's just weird.
Trannies who
Strike one.
Go to lunch. This is a tranny lunch.
Strike two. Don't do it. Don't do it.
This is ridiculous. Like I said, everybody attending this lunch, like, just looks like a lurpy guy in a weird dress. I mean, I'm
so curious how she perceives masculinity. I notice she mostly does this to women, right? I am curious if she were to do this in reverse and try to transvestigate men for being quote-unquote trans men. I'm wondering what her criticisms would be. She does it occasionally, but not nearly as often.
Not trying to be a dick. Like I said,
Not trying to be a dick, says the meanest shit ever.
I cannot. This is hilarious.
Regrettably, I don't think YouTube cares about slurs anymore. I know, it's not for YouTube, it's for me. I gotta have some kind of standard, even if it's low, you know?
Big teeth, noses that point down, like tall, lurpy
noses. That's an interesting one.
Dudes. Like, why are we pretending? I'm so confused.
No one's gotten bingo yet, Reptilian Dueler. What's on me? Did I drool on me? What is that? I think I drooled on myself or something, or expectorated while speaking. What the fuck is that? That's disgusting. Fenekagami, she says, she's not trying to be a dick, she just kind of wishes she had one because that would make her attraction to women okay. Buzzing.
I wish I could show you the whole entire, I'm on my laptop, I wish I could show you, like, how this looks, just, like, the whole picture, because it's freaking...
Oh my god, she doesn't know how to zoom out.
Crazy and ridiculous.
That's funny.
Ridiculous. This person's name is Barbie, and they have man knees. The knees...
The knees!
These I'm noticing are like...
Not the knees! Not the knees!
Kind of a dead giveaway. How, like, a guy's knees look compared to a woman's. This is like
Yeah, that's what all the guys are into, too. They're like, I love your feminine knees.
a boy with garish lipstick and man knees and a dress. And can you please, I don't know if you're wearing toenail polish, but you need to with open toe shoes.
What the? Why? What is that? Is that a rule?
What the fuck is this?
Her toes looked fine. It'd be one thing if she had, like, nasty toes. She doesn't. They're fine. What are you talking about?
You're wearing toenail polish, but you need to with open toe shoes.
Knee feminization surgery.
What the fuck is this?
What the fuck is this?
I don't know any woman that looks like that. I'm just saying.
I assume you don't know very many women in general. You sound insufferable to be around. Can you imagine being a friend with her and you're a woman and she's just gonna fucking transvestigate you constantly because she's insecure?
Again, with like man legs and like someone's dad's body and man's just like straight up and down hips. This one didn't even try. They just pulled a man outfit out of their closet and was like, I'm going to the women's lunch.
Did you know women aren't allowed to wear pants? Women aren't allowed to wear jeans. She sounds like a troll. She's not, I promise. I've been covering her for a while. She is not. She's just very troubled. Dillis Filler with 40 bits says, it's so funny that I'm trying to force unhealthy, unrealistic, and completely made-up ideas of masculine and feminine appearances onto other people, which I feel forced to have and can't personally meet. But gosh darn it, I'm misgendering child actors to feel better about myself. I mean to expose the knee conspiracy.
Oh my god. This person is like really tall and has very long arms. I don't know who these people are. I don't really care. Whoa.
Cared enough to make a video.
Collarbone. Whoa. Shoulders way wider than the hips. Long arms. Boy knees.
It's those damn knees.
Yowzer. It's like crazy. Here's this creature again.
Was this sponsored by the company that, because it feels like they all have these little, they're cute clutch bags, but a lot of them I noticed are the same designer. Did they like hand everyone these fucking bags? And it's an advertisement or what? Dillis Filler says, up next, it's an all-new episode of Boy Knees Girl.
And this person kind of reminds me of how...
I love that. My favorite character is Mr. Feeney. Feeney.
Daryl Hannah, that person from that movie Splash.
Splash? How old are you?
Looks like a guy with blonde hair. This is like crazy town. That person is like way taller than all these other people.
And as we all know, everyone is the same height. Phoenix Flight says, I don't care who they really are. I don't care who they are really, but I have strong opinions on their genitals.
Again, are there any women at the women's lunch?
They're all women, ma'am. Even if they were trans women, it would still be women.
'Cause it ain't you or any of the people I've shown. Look at this arm. Oh no, I'm running out of time. Shoot.
She's deranged. Oh boy. All right, let's see what's next. This guy's going to talk about his first encounter with Andromedans.
Could you please describe how you felt when you first met the A's in person? What was it like when they stood before you and you realized they were aliens? Thank you so much for everything you do, Raina.
Hey, Raina. I have talked about this many times in the past. I was just a kid.
You think someone needs to take her to the doctors? I think the entirety of America needs a wellness check. Could we get a wellness check? Europe, come check on us. We're not okay.
Years old. in an area that is known as Crooked Lake, Michigan. It's on
Yeah, believes they talk to aliens regularly on the bingo card.
the northern peninsula.
I don't think this guy's a flat earther. We have plenty of flat earthers on this show. I don't think this guy's one. He's into aliens, and usually if they're into aliens, they don't think the earth is flat, because a lot of flat earthers don't think space is real, so.
And
they obviously don't believe in aliens, because you can't have aliens if there's no outer space. Yeah, shilling on the bingo card. He's got a big banner at the bottom trying to sell his thing. Speaking of which, if we're doing shilling, I'm halfway through the stream, or a little over halfway at this point. Could you do me a favor on YouTube, like the stream, hit the thumbs up, I'd appreciate it. And if you want to help support the stream, on Twitch you can always become a subscriber, gift subs, tip, use bits. On YouTube you can use super chats and memberships. Now that's my shilling complete.
We were playing hide and go seek. When I woke up, I was on a table.
His decor says cowboy wannabe. I talked about this last time, but from stuff I've seen, I get the vibe that he's the kind of guy that when he was a kid, he was super into westerns. And unfortunately, I think he internalized the aesthetic and the tropes of westerns in a very unhealthy way.
I wasn't strapped down or anything. I could get up and move. And I saw these two men, one very short, very rather pale. His name
yeah, the lack of stars on the flag is definitely a eyebrow raiser.
was Visayas. Well, actually,
Dillis Filler with 200 bits says, this is a demonstration of giving bits. If this was a real cheer, Hannah would receive bits shortly. Thanks, Dillis Filler.
they don't have names, but I'll explain that in a minute. And then there was Mornay, who was 7.5 feet tall, 400 pounds, just like that. They couldn't have been more different physically. And the interesting thing is I knew them. And I knew them right off the bat. I couldn't place it. I didn't know anything about past lives, but I knew them. And
I'm sure you did, sir. All right, he's boring me today. I'm gonna move on. Bittergrin, thanks for 100 bits. Skifazoa, thanks for 54 months, says 54 months. And Binny says, thanks for gifting a sub. We are on a hype train, 90% to level 1. Okay, what are we gonna do? I need something thrilling. I need something good. I need something crazy. What do I have that's crazy? Let's go back to this lady. What's this stuff?
The body.
1 second, let me turn her up and adjust the angle slightly. Okay. Hydrate will do.
Holds trauma. Not the brain, but the body. The body holds the DNA. The body holds the trauma, the memory, and
You're aware that your brain is part of your body and has DNA, right?
the cells and the tissues. The physical, okay, holds the memory. Okay. Fear and trauma pull us to the past. We are living in the past. If we're moving into our highest timeline, my highest timeline, it already exists. That means the future, your highest timeline, has already happened. It's already.
I think this is similar to the manifestation stuff. They're acting as though their idealized futures already exist somewhere, and if they can manifest that, then that's what'll happen? I guess?
Existing. I just have to align energetically to it. I have to believe that.
Harold Doubleman says, speaking of DNA, y'all saw Watson died, right? Not that we're officially happy about that, of course. Yeah, the racist guy that stole the work of a woman that he then went on to disregard. What a fucker.
I am that I am experiencing that I am worthy of that is me. This is what I look like. This is what I feel like.
Rosalind Franklin, by the way, is the one that actually discovered the structure of DNA. Watson and Crick stole her work. Yay!
This is how I live. This is how I sound. That's how I dress. And I have to vibrationally attune to that. Right? So it already exists. And that's the future. Your highest timeline.
Okay. It's not spit. My cup is leaking or something. That's good. I'm glad I didn't drool on myself. You'd think it in my 30s I'd be able to control my mouth. History kind of shows otherwise, though.
So riddle me this, okay? We are living in the past. All has already happened. We're time travelers, and we have descended into the hell realms, into the past. So what we call
the past is hell realms?
His story is a lie. We know this. It's his story, not the truth.
That's not the etymology of history. We've been over this. That's not the etymology of history. That's not what history means.
And so when we see the ancients of the past, it's not. That's actually our future. So it's our ancient future. It's not the past. We're in the past.
That would be subjective. Like, the past compared to what? You're in the present. You're always in the present. You can only ever be in the present relative to your own subjective perception, because it's definitionally the present wherever you are. What are you talking about? Minute left on the hype train.
Living like Neanderthals. Petrol, gasoline, oil, not free energy, okay? Using hammers, okay? Chiseling like fucking monkeys, okay?
I don't think monkeys chisel. That is solidly a human activity, chiseling things.
We're using a dialect, English specifically, that is not in sacred harmony, tones, frequencies with the divine timeline.
English is not God's language. Good to know. Gitara with 200 bits saves the hype train, says praise Paul. Thank you very much. Level 1 complete.
Do you understand? We're living in the past.
No, we are quite literally not. Unless you were, like, you can't even, it's kind of weird. Like, you can never be in the future, really. It's kind of an abstract concept that is meant to sort of gesture at, like, the present of tomorrow or the future, but you can never be in the future because it's always the present. You can talk about the future, you can talk about the past, but you can never be in the future or the past because time travel's not real. You can only be in the present by definition. That's a fucking tautology. I will die on this hill.
We've time traveled to the past to rewrite our scripts. When we see about ancient technology, say it's the pyramids, say that it's, Egypt, say that it's the Greeks or it's the Vikings, we're in the lowest timeline.
I like that she just named all of the, like, historical cartoon archetypes she can think of. Like, in the way that people don't understand history in, like, a real way, but almost in a cartoon way or a series of costumes. Like, history is like, oh, there's people that wore Viking hats, and there's people that were pirates, and there's people that were ninjas, you know what I mean? We think of history in terms of a series of outfits and archetypes for a given time period sometimes. That feels like the way she's describing history. Dillaspiller, thanks for a 10 stream streak.
We're in the densest, oldest, lowest timeline. They're not our past.
That doesn't mean anything. What is a dense timeline? How does a timeline have density? It's not a... What are you talking about? A timeline?
They're our future.
Chimps have entered the Stone Age? Well, good for them. I hope they do better than us. Probably not, though. We're gonna wipe out their environment before they get a shot. Hope the dolphins do better.
We've think of Back to the Future, okay? Marty...
Sweet Lily Love with 50 bits says maybe she's a leaper fixing history until Al can pull her back.
He went back to the...
You just know that I'm easily persuaded by references to Quantum Leap. That's not fair.
Future, right? To change. I mean, he went to the past, right? The original one. He went to the past to change the stories.
Not intentionally. He was trying to get away from Libyan terrorists and accidentally activated the flux capacitor, the time circuits, and then he went to 1955.
Of what happens in the future.
She really needs to show us her hyperdimensional time machine, right?
That's what the fuck we've done.
I already got Blu-ray on the bingo card. You guys know I'm very well versed in time travel fiction. This entire shelf, this one right here, time travel movies, okay? I know what I'm talking about when it comes to time travel fiction. I know more than her. You can trust me. It's not real.
We descended into...
Fenigagami says, this feels like a deranged cope with the depressing feelings of nothing ever changes, nothing can get better. It feels like she's trapped in a mental state of not being able to fathom how anything could ever get better and just going, everything already got better. Yeah, conspiracy theories are by and large maladaptive coping mechanisms, so I don't know if the specifics of what you're saying are what's going on with her, but it's certainly some sort of thing that's... she's coping in some way. Do I have the greatest time travel movie primer? I actually have a special edition of primer that came in a hard case, and it comes with like a special book with essays and stuff. It's really great. Look at it, it's shiny. I also have Upstream Color, which is the same director. It is sick. This is from Australia. I had to import this from Australia.
To the lowest timeline, an expression of human consciousness, to rewrite the genetic script.
Umbrella, by the way, if you're curious. If you ever... Umbrella puts out some great stuff. They also put out, here's my copy of Daybreakers that I watched earlier. That's pretty good. Umbrella is a really good company. Check them out, if you're a Blu-ray person. They also have my box of Bert. Chat, look at my box of Bert. It's so good. It has Bert, and Bert. It's so good. Dillis Filler, thank you so much for gifting 10 Tier 1 subs. That is so generous of you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. This has Cannonball Run 1 and 2, The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas, Stroker Ace, and of course, The Man Who Loved Women. Anyway, it's fun. Sorry, one more, and then I'll stop with my Blu-ray tangent. Alex Winters Freaked. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, back to it.
So that we don't end up like the Greys, which is what happens to humanity.
Wait, what happened to the Greys?
Humanity when they move into, if they move into artificial intelligence instead.
Oh, so she thinks that gray aliens are humans from the future from a potential timeline. Interesting. Keanu's best role ever. Dog Boy? He's pretty good as Dog Boy.
A divine intelligence. Godless.
Screaming Mad George did the practical effects on Freaked, and they're great.
Or God self. So we're here to embody God consciousness, not to live in separation. Yes, there are systems of duality. There are principalities of darkness and control. I understand that. Okay? That's us. That's us. Okay? Experiencing the not God self, the separate self, the collective ego, the aspects of humanity that did not see themselves, know themselves as divine, as one with God. Okay? Source.
Do you think her family knows she's like this, or is it something she hides? That's something I'm so curious about, because I get to look at conspiracy theorists who are openly posting themselves to the internet, but the obvious downside of that is you're not seeing anything that they're not willing to publicly post. So I'm so curious, like, how public is she with her family about her beliefs? Do they ever push back on it? Do they just know not to bring it up because they don't want to get in a fight? Does she know it's embarrassing to believe this, so she hides it? I don't know. Fennikagami with 40 bits says, an anime that you might want to check out is Steins Gate. It's about an autistically coded man who accidentally discovers the secret to time travel and has to learn the consequences of playing God. Oh, that actually sounds like something I would like. Thank you. Not going to do an anime bit here. Just probably would actually like that.
Divine creation who took out the mother. We are time travelers and we have moved into the past. In the body, to change the frequency of the body, the lowest frequency, to alchemize it, to dissolve the ego of the separate self, to come and embody the wholeness of divinity. We are changing the code, returning it to source creation instead of artificial. Okay, I hope that you follow me on this. And
I'm following you, but I don't understand.
Awakening. We're remembering. To remember means that it had already happened, correct?
Sure.
Yes. We have amnesia, right? We're waking up from a coma, if you will. And some of us have we're like, I don't really remember. And then things start coming back. Your memory starts returning of what has already happened.
I guess you can remember things that aren't real. Like, you can recover false memories. So you could have memories of things that aren't true.
Collectively.
Oh, definitely word salad. We already had that, though.
Collapse the lower timelines, dissolve the shadow frequencies, which means...
Minute left on the hype train.
To alchemize it, to integrate it, to understand it, to come into forgiveness and understanding. We collapse timelines. And we snip snap into the highest frequency.
Snip snap, snip snap, snip snap. Office quote. Don't worry about it.
Because it already exists. We've descended. And now we're ascending back into the highest timeline. Time is not fucking linear. His story with linearity does not exist. That's not how it actually works.
I don't know enough about, like, quantum mechanics to talk about the nature of time. It also doesn't really matter to me, practically speaking. We experience time linearly, and frankly, that's kind of the part that matters on a day-to-day basis. So no, time is linear, at minimum, from our perspective. So maybe stop.
It's a frequency attunement of consciousness, a perceptual awareness. And what you perceive, you receive. What you feel, you create.
That's not true. You feel things all the time that you don't create. What are you talking about? That doesn't mean anything.
You're a generator of realities, of perceptual reality. And the more that you become aware of your God self, the more we collectively become aware of our God self.
Oh, your God self. That's not good.
We collapse the fall systems.
This is a common woo-woo thing, too, where they think they're God or, like, they're part of God. Cameron, the sovereign citizen that I'm working on the video about, he's into that kind of thing. He thinks that God is everyone and everyone is God. It's not great.
Again, the future exists. Well, the future doesn't exist. It's created as we think. Yeah, well, guess what?
It's actually a little funny. Back in the day when I used to mostly do, like, counter-apologetic stuff, talking about Christianity specifically, there used to be a trope that always annoyed me, where someone would be like, oh, you're an atheist? What, you think you're God? Which I was always very confused by. And I'm almost starting to wonder if, like, was that a trope that came about in Christian circles because, like, at some point, like, in the New Age era, this became a popular thing, and it's just the only non-Christians certain Christians interacted with were people like this? So is that where they got that idea that atheists think they're God, is because they interacted with people like this? Or is it just random? I don't know.
Already lived in the higher timelines. Look the fuck around at all the technology. We've been in the Garden of Eden. It's already happened. It's already been done. Remembering means that it's putting the pieces back together. But not separate, but as a whole. The future already exists. We've descended as time travelers from the future, which we call ourselves celestial, angelic beings, and descend into the lower realms, the hell realms of human consciousness to fix the psyche. Back into wholeness. Take it out of separation. Get rid of the separation and all things that ever were in separation, to collapse it so that we never descend into lower frequencies, to absolve them. Absorb and absolve. The only way out is through. You're all time travelers, and you're remembering your power. Again, trauma is held in the physical body. In the physical. It's memory. Crystals hold memory. Well, what the fuck is in the crystal? Your bone. The crystalline structure. The grid.
Your crystals are made of bone? They're not made of bone.
The earth grid. Right? The ancestors. Your teeth. The bones. We're healing that.
The bones? What, the bones? The bones? We gotta measure the bones? We gotta find the calipers. We gotta make sure, we gotta taste them, we gotta lick them, we gotta eat the bones.
We're rewriting the
Is that the first time I've done the bones bit in like 2 years?
Crystal grid, the quartz grid that held all the memory. We like whenever you're going into QHHT, quantum hypnosis, right? Or you're doing NLP.
Quantum hypnosis. Just throw quantum on any word. Makes your grift work so much better.
Neurological reprogramming. Okay? Neurological linguistics reprogramming. You're going in to the memory and telling it, you know, the trauma and saying it's not happening anymore. You're releasing it from the body. I'm safe. It's not happening anymore. They don't have control over you. They're not hurting you. You're there for yourself. You're showing up for yourself.
Venom
this
code,
is why the journey of
self-love
and self-remembering of the God self.
I said this the other day too. I don't know what's going on with Twitch. I've been getting way more followers in the last week or so. I don't know if I'm getting recommended more. Maybe I'm just doing better this week. So, I don't know. Do I have any quantum movies? Does Quantum Cowboys count? That feels like that should count. It's in the title. I also have Quantum Leap. That's a show, though.
And you're coming into sovereignty. And you're no longer allowing the narcissistic systems or the psychotic systems.
Oh yeah, we gotta watch out for psychotic narcissists. I hope this lady lets us know if she sees any, like, in the mirror.
Psychopathic systems to overrule you, overpower you. You know how powerful you are. You remember.
I do have Quantum of Solace, but that's downstairs with my action movies. Up here I only have my sci-fi, horror, and my tokusatsu's over here. My action stuff is downstairs, my drama's downstairs, children's programming is downstairs, my general TV show shelf is downstairs, and the rest of my horror is downstairs because it doesn't all fit up here.
Remember your strength and your inherent oneness.
Oh, and comedy.
With the God self, the
Obviously.
source creator, mother, father. You're the child of light. You're the time traveler. We're living in
For those that don't know, this isn't the majority of my collection. This is just the stuff that looks good. Is there a Star Trek shelf? Yeah, it's at the bottom. It's down here. You can't see it.
past. And we're bringing the collective into the future through love and awareness. Why do you think that the systems, right, the systems externally of the ego, of Saturn, of Satan, right? Why do you think they keep creating war? Because they want to re-traumatize.
I think this lady is pretty well off, by the way. If you're kind of looking into the background of a lot of these, she seems to have a pretty nice house. Is this just what happens if you're like a rich housewife and your husband is a piece of shit? Do you just go crazy and start posting shit to the internet? Like, what the fuck is this?
The collective, the imprinting, the energy field, okay? The body. You're the body. We're the body of Christ. We're the body of light. That's what the body is, the body of light. They want to continue, and they keep creating war, all right? Dropping BOMBS. Yes, all right?
You can say bomb on the internet. I don't know if you know this. It's not TSA. You can say bomb on the internet.
Right? It's to re-traumatize. That creates loops. If you don't get out of fight, flight, fawn, and freeze, then you're not able to live in peace, understanding, and coherence. Why do you think there are all these systems of separation? Teachings, teachers that keep people separated. Duality. Okay? Time loops, all that stuff. Energy frequency war. Okay? It's to keep the collective looping. You keep going back to the narcissistic relationships, toxic relationships. You're looping. It's to keep the collective in cognitive dissonance. So that keeps looping and traumatizing the body and the mind. I hope that you understand this, what I'm saying. So when you come into coherence and you understand that we're time travelers and that the future already exists, that we've gone into the past to write the script, the genetic script, to absorb, absolve, and give it a new, new meaning, new understanding, to embody the God self. We're rewriting our story, and we boomerang from the shadow, from the densest self, the separate self, into the Godhead. That's what we're here doing as time travelers, as divine cosmic beings of light, as celestial consciousness.
Kagami says, honestly, that's probably it. Remember, housewives used to be drugged up to deal with their shitty husbands. This is probably the alternative. I do want to point out, someone else said, Skifazoa said, why are you blaming the husband? You don't blame Cece's wife for his flat earth stuff. And as soon as I read that, I was like, that's completely fair. So that's on me.
Moving out of the hell realms and into the heavenly state of consciousness to walk with God for eternity.
Yeah, they're wind chimes.
By dissolving the shadow states and the separate self. Which was all for purpose. There's always a plan. Always. But remember who you are and understand the systems and why. Not from a place of they're hurting, they're out to get you and duality and evil. Yes, that all exists. But you're so much more than that. We're so much more than that. See through God's eye. Know what we're doing. Know who you are. Know what we're here for. Okay. I hope that you found this enlightening, insightful, and inspiring, and share. I don't care how fucking delusional I sound to people. I don't give a shit what other people think. I don't care what they have to say. His story is a lie. And people's opinions that are formed from that are also based on lies. And time isn't linear. It's based on vibrational resonance, the collective perceptual expression. We're bouncing.
You found this very confusing. It is nonsense. So the fact that it was confusing to you means your brain is still functioning. So that's actually a good thing.
Back into the future. We're collapsing all that does not serve the soul. And you are the soul. We are the soul. We are the senses. We are the embodiment of the divine. Here, in the physical expression. Shifting the genetics, the structures, the way the amino acid protein chains sync and link. Yoking back our spirit body, our etheric body, being twice born, to supersede the lower vibrational resonance, the shadow base, to come into the heavenly consciousness, fully embodied and present. We're time travelers. That's what celestial, higher consciousness, the future.
I don't think that's true, though, Harold Elbman. I think I just found it really easy to arbitrarily imagine a guy I didn't like to explain the problem, which is not good, and I'm glad that someone pointed it out, because that's not healthy for me to do.
Exist. If it didn't, then how the fuck could you think of your highest timeline? It already exists. Everything's already existing. Yes, babe. Yes, babe. Yes, babe. It is.
And do I think she's schizophrenic? I do not have the qualifications to say that. And even if I did, you would have to actually, like, talk to her and, like, have appointments with her if you were a psychiatrist. I have no way of knowing or, yeah.
Quicker that we come.
Let me put it this way. Based on my layperson's, complete whatever. You guys know how much I know about schizophrenia, which is not very much. I don't think so. Like, don't get me wrong, everything she's saying is crazy and wrong, but it doesn't come across as disorganized as certain rantings of people that I do know are schizophrenic that I've watched online. It's too organized. Like, again, it's nonsense, but as someone who knows conspiracy vocabulary, well, what she's saying is word salad. There is a faulty logic behind it that is based on the conspiratorial mythology she's pulling from. I think it would be more disorganized if she was actually that. Fennikagami says, hey, that Arizona Democrat finally got sworn in. Who's ready for the Epstein file discourse to start up again? Oh, great.
And our own coherence and out of cognitive dissonance and understand what the systems of oppression, the system of the ego of separate self is trying to do. To keep the body of Christ looping and cognitive dissonance through abuse, mental and emotional, psychological abuse, and spiritual warfare, energetic warfare, siphoning from your energy field so that you can't get out of fight or flight, fawn and freeze. It keeps you frozen and looping and returning to toxic behaviors, toxic patterns, and relationships, codependency. Come on now. Come on now. I don't care if people don't understand where I'm at. That's fine. Eventually they will. I create a fucking ripple effect. But if you know what I'm saying and you understand and overstand what it is that I'm saying, you'll comprehend this. Share. I can handle the judgments of ignorance.
Well, that's good. How many followers does she have? Oh, 25,000. That's too many.
I couldn't just leave you there. We already had the cities of light. So the time that we're living in is the end time. So when our memory is...
Oh no, she's into Tartaria stuff. The thing she drew is a Tartaria thing. Oh god. Tartaria on the bingo card. We'll move on from her because I don't want to get stuck covering her for the rest of the stream. Ooh, the MedBed guy has a new scam device.
There you go. So you've got...
It's just another red light thing.
Okay, let's see. There you go. So you've got the red light belt.
Super easy.
All right. So how long have you had it?
I've had it about a month and a half now. When I got it, it was because...
Yeah, we can do a card check after this. I don't think we have Not How Women Work or Staggering Levels of Hypocrisy.
I've had an injury since I was 13. 2 slip discs in my back, sciatica over the years.
The guy who runs this channel is scum. His name is Sean. He's delusional. He sells people fake medical devices. On some level, he might believe what he's selling, but it's still bullshit. If you want to see more about Sean, I suggest you watch my video about him. Hold on. I'm going to pull it up and put it in chat in case anyone hasn't seen it. Because it's pretty good, and I have some new followers, so I want you to check it out sometime. I did a video essay...
Homeownership is often considered the corner...
I did a video essay last month about him. Definitely check it out. Here's a link. I'm working on my next one right now. But if you haven't seen it already, definitely check it out. It's a good video. Alright, back to it.
And it got to a point where I could barely walk 2 months ago.
Wow.
And so I got this, and just like it says, use it twice a day, 20 minutes, 30 minutes if I have the time. And already, like, I swear by it. I've been telling everyone by it. My pain is so much better. I mean, it's so easy. You can do it while you're at home watching TV. And yeah.
I love it. So when you started using it, and I've had sciatic pain. That is horrible.
He does. He sells actual medical equipment as well, which is people come in to buy their real medical equipment. He's a used medical equipment dealer. And they'll come in to buy, like, hospital beds or whatever for home use. Often people, like, doing poorly, who need end-of-life care, or they're elderly and require certain medical equipment. And he will use that as an opportunity to sell them on the woo-woo stuff, on the fake medical equipment. It's disgusting.
1 to 10, what would you say your pain level was at?
You know, I've been all the way up to a 9 in the past, so compare like where I couldn't walk. So
yeah,
I would say I was a good 7.5, 8. It was to the point where
Daphne
I couldn't
Zenith,
work.
Thanks for subscribing on YouTube.
I couldn't sweep. I couldn't clean my house. I couldn't do anything for almost a week. So Abby, one of your employees, was like,
Abigail
said, "Man, you should really try this red light therapy belt." And I said, "You know what? What do I have to lose at this point?"
Yeah.
Money, time, sanity, dignity, respect.
Because unfortunately, the next step that I've been putting off forever is surgery.
Yeah.
And yeah, I definitely think this is life-changing for me.
That's
all
awesome.
right. Probably keep that surgeon on your contacts list. Don't delete him just yet.
So we're on a 1 to 10. Where would you say you're at right now?
Oh, maybe a 3. I'm back to full functioning. I mean, I'm always going to have a little pain just because that's where my back's at. But yeah.
Oh my God. Some people get the placebo effect so hard. I'm so jealous.
Life-changing difference.
I love that. Thank you so much. Can you take it off again real quick and just show us?
You.
Yeah. Because it's really just so easy.
Yeah,
I love
and
the
honestly, it has like a adjustable part where you can take the long belt off. So I've even been wrapping it around my shoulder because I get occasionally.
Do the red light things get warm? They're LEDs, I assume, so I wouldn't think they'd get very warm. LEDs don't produce a lot of heat. They're pretty efficient. But I am wondering, is it just doing the heating pad effect again, like some of his other scam products where it works effectively as a heating pad and dulls people's pain temporarily, but they think it's like doing something magical?
Occasional pain there.
Yeah.
And it's been really helping that too.
That is awesome.
Honestly, even when I'm just like for the last couple minutes, I'll even put it on my hands, like the
Yeah.
carpal tunnel. It literally
Yeah.
helps everything.
I mean, because you've got a lot of red light in that piece of fabric there, so yeah, you can put it in very.
Casey says, wait, it's not even exposed to her skin to the light. She's just glowing on her clothing. It's magic, so it doesn't really matter. They just think it works like magic.
It's different parts of the body.
I mean, it's not fine, but, you know.
I now swear by this. I've sent the link, your website, to several people. Being
Oh
like,
my
"You have
God.
That's sad.
Oh, and I'm buying my sister one for Christmas.
Yay! Make sure she gets
Your poor sister.
a discount.
Yes,
Okay,
absolutely.
awesome.
You could get her a pet rock. It would be more useful.
Thank you so much for sharing that. Greatly appreciate it. It's always nice. We get so many people in here, obviously, but it's always nice when friends and family are using it and getting those results. So thank you very
I'm so
much.
happy she encouraged me to buy it because it really has, like I've said a million times, life-changing.
What a fucker. Sean, I hate you. Let me see. Just a Peach with a tip says, cute animal break in the live stream Discord. Let me pull that up, because I'm sure we could all use a little bit of a cleanse. Here's the first picture. Cute kitty pile, very adorable. And then the second picture, a puppo with something. I can't tell what it is. A bone, I think. Puppo with a bone. Very cute. Okay, let's see what's next. Oh, we were going to do the bingo card. Right. Let me see. What do we have? Uses AI. Thinks they speak to aliens. Believe sci-fi technology exists. Were clones mentioned? Yes, she meant no. Were clones mentioned? Someone remind me. Dimensions beyond our own. Shilling scamming. Doesn't understand architecture for her Tartaria thing. We showed it, so that's enough. Idiot thinks they're a genius, or says they're a genius for that one lady. Transphobia, transvestigation. I see that, Zytam. I'll take a look at that in just a sec. Is there anything else I'm missing? Tartaria, yep. Okay, let me take a look at Zytam's bingo card. The Matrix, Flat Earth, Shilling, Dimension, Thinly Veiled Anti-Semitism. Woohoo! Congrats, Zytam. You are the winner. I will write down your name real quick. And you are the winner. You can either use that for yourself or anyone else at any time. Just let me know. Let's see. Where were we going?
Hello there, I just wanted to make a quick video. I hope your week is going well. I guess spring is sort of creeping its head around the corner. Springtime, yay. I'm so sick of the winter. The winter made me think of Russia. Russia made me think of Tartaria. So I thought, hey, I'll make a video about Tartaria. And again, in rebuttal to what I had previously said, videos I had previously made, which are few, I just got into this topic, but I made a playlist. So if you check my playlists, you'll find this one. In the rebuttal, or somebody had said in the comment section or whatever, or somebody had jibed me saying, what do you mean, man? Never once have I heard them pushing the alien agenda with this Tartaria thing. It's all about the technology, man. It's all about that technology, man. They could save us, man. They could save us, man. Well, I never denied the technology. I never denied any of that. And in fact, I never once said that it was even about that. But what I did mean was that I have seen videos talking about how the Tartarians were compared to the Anunnaki. And no, I think the technology...
If you don't know what the Tartaria conspiracy theory is, I should explain. I forget not everyone here sees all of our stuff and there's always new people. So, the Tartarian conspiracy is a pretty big conspiracy theory these days, where certain theorists believe that history has been hidden from us, and that secretly the entire world, thousands and thousands of years ago, or even more recently than that, some of them believe, was controlled by an empire called Tartaria, and that it had alien technology, or at least super futuristic technology, that could do anything. They think that they had free energy devices. Basically, they think it was a utopia that was destroyed and then hidden from us. Sort of think of it like a global Atlantis story, right? An incredibly technologically advanced civilization that crumbled, and we are living in the ashes of without knowing it. They believe that it was a conspiracy by elites to hide the past so that they could continue a cycle in a new world order. So they think we're basically living in the apocalyptic post-apocalypse of the Tartarian Empire. It's not true. Fun fact. It's not true.
He is a secondary.
They don't think that we're capable of building neoclassical architecture or like Baroque architecture. So they think that buildings in these styles were created by the Tartarians before our current civilization, and we just found them and pretended we built them.
They were planning on covering up the technology anyway. And when Tesla, whether he was part of these bloodlines or not, started coming out with
Oh, bloodlines. Yikes.
This technology, they freaked out a bit too, and they put him down. They put him down really quick. Tesla was not allowed to get out. In fact, everything he did, they classified top secret, basically because they claimed it's national security. He could create weapons that could ignite our atmosphere and kill us all. So off limits forever in the history books, gone, locked, stock, and smoking barrel. And so that's why...
Marcel says, I just realized I've never seen a single Tartaria video explain how they think Tartaria fell. They think that they used energy weapons to melt their entire civilization, and that's what they think the mud flood was that, like, everything melted. Most of their buildings, mountains, landscapes, they think they used energy weapons, and they throw around the term vibrations a lot, because you know how they are. So they'll say, like, yeah, they used energy weapons to change the structural integrity of the land and the mountains, and it all turned to mud, and it made a mud flood, and that's how they think it happened. And they think that elites did that so that they could take over the world, even though I guess they were already elites. So I guess they would have already been in charge of the previous world. Don't worry about logical consistency. They're just blaming people in power. You get it.
You never hear of Tesla anymore. And while it's true... even just scrolling through, and the whole notion of the alien agenda or whatever, it all, in the New Age movement, it all surrounds Atlantis and the idea that aliens came here and seeded Earth, and that the Anunnaki and the Nordics and the Palladians and all of that, that they're aliens, but they're actually just fallen angels and they're children. And that's the beginning and the end of it. The truth of the matter is the Tartarian giants, they had to cover up the evidence of giants. They had to cover up the fact that, I'm not saying humans came from giants or all humans have Nephilim blood. I think that has to do with the Rh negative bloodlines. But we are getting weaker. Our genome is getting less and
It's not. I don't even know what he means by our genome is getting weaker. That just feels like weird. Again, it butts up against like weird eugenics beliefs. I don't even know what he thinks he means by this.
less with time. And so as we go through this rabbit hole into deep dark territory, I find that maybe to think of humans like Adam and Eve fresh off the presses, human 1.0 was probably about 12 feet tall, but we're talking about pre-flood. There was more.
I like that he just says stuff. Conspiracy theorists have the greatest propensity to just, like, vibe it out. Just be like, I don't know, I had this thought in my head, and I'm not gonna check it against anything, not even sanity. I'm just gonna say it like it's an objective fact. That's good, right? People do that, right?
More oxygen, there was whatever. But long story short, the idea of this being based on the Anunnaki is the reference I've heard. Anunnaki giants, Tartarians, they were benevolent with their free energy and all that nonsense. But the truth of the matter is it has to do with the Nephilim. And if humans, or just normal-looking humans, or the Illuminati families, or the powers that shouldn't be, want to sacrifice a piece on the chessboard, you bet your bollocks to a barn dance they're going to do it.
You bet your bollocks to a barn dance.
But yeah, even skipping back.
Is that folksy?
Or taking a page from the calmer-headed. The simplest answer usually is the answer. Whatever this mud flood was, it wiped out this empire.
To be clear, he thinks that the simplest answer to his misunderstanding about the world is that there was an entire secret civilization that no historian can uncover that had infinite energy devices, giants, and then hid all of these things and took everyone that knew the truth and hid them in insane asylums for generations until they could rewrite history so as to make the new slave population forget about their true past. That's the simplest explanation, as far as this guy is concerned. Don't know if I agree with that. Broha, thanks for 49 months. And Fennikagami says, why are all these people obsessed with us being secret Goliaths? What's the appeal of that? I don't know. Maybe they feel tiny. No idea.
Empire, and like the...
Okay, I actually have a thought on that. A lot of conspiracy theories make people feel comforted, and people like this think they're in on a big secret and that they have some sort of... I think Dan Olson put it as such. He described it as a narrator's eye view of reality. And I think that comforts some people to believe that they have the secret objective truth of the world. Even if that truth is scary, they're aware of it, and they think that makes them special. They think that makes them safe. They think that makes them smart. Like I said, a lot of it's maladaptive coping mechanisms because the world is fucked up and scary and doesn't make a lot of sense. The world is incredibly complex, and no one person can truly understand it. No one. So it's not that surprising to me that tons of people completely break from reality because it's incomprehensible to them in a comprehensive way. And that sucks. That sucks. Anyway.
Expression goes, never let a good crisis go to waste. They decided to use that to capitalize and take out as many of these giants as they could. Now, some people claim...
You prefer maladaptive daydreaming? Me too.
Like this chart here.
Careful. It can get out of hand. Trust me.
Claim that they're the genealogy of Noah. I don't know if they're Noah's kids. Could they be a mixture of that and simple Nephilim bloodlines? Because whether or not Noah's bloodline is out there somewhere, my main concern is exposing Nephilim giants as the way the world is going to push them to be aliens, this alien agenda. And the whole notion of the Anunnaki and all that, I can't speak to it on this topic. I'm just looking at Tartaria and not the notion of aliens.
I kind of like that straight out of Tartaria shirt. I'm not going to lie, if I saw it somewhere, I'd buy that.
Aliens per se. Linked in the description section below are many good documentaries debunking the alien agenda and proving that it has a fallen angel side to it. But another aspect of this is the star cities, or foundations.
You mean star forts?
I think pre-flood, the world was built on these things for harmonious energy. And on a flat earth map, the ley lines match out perfectly to utilize said harmonious energy. Post-flood, they just capitalized on that even more. You know, they built their stuff over top of these old megalithic structures and they continued on. I think the big pyramids were built pre-flood and the little pyramids were built post-flood. But these Tartarians seem to have had Russia and some of North America, like we talk about the Vikings getting to North America long before Columbus ever did. Well, apparently the Tartarians even before that. But this Tartarian Empire, I think, simply put, the notion of their technology, okay, fine. Even if they had super technology, that doesn't mean they were some kind of harmonious utopian society. They might have been a cannibalistic warmonger society for all.
Conspiracy theorists are obsessed with the idea of entire cultures of cannibals. This is so interesting, and I've noticed it so many times. It's just this weird through line through so many, like, disparate conspiracies that they're afraid of cannibals. And is it just because it's, like, a distinguishing thing that's incredibly dehumanizing? You know what I mean? Like, if someone was a cannibal and was just eating people, you know, you can very much frame them as a monster, you know? They're eating people! Is that it? Is that the whole thing? It's just so common. That feels like... I'm almost disappointed if that's the answer, if it's as simple as, like, oh, it makes them a monster, rawr. I want there to be a better answer, because I'm so curious. It's so common.
For all we know. So, people...
Oh my god, they're eating her! And that means they're gonna eat me! Oh my god!
People are taking their own conclusions and drawing them.
Trey says, I think it has something to do with Eurocentric anthropology and this idea that culture is a monolith where at the top you have civilized and at the bottom you essentially have cannibalistic animals. Okay. Yeah. Dehumanizing, but in a very specific Eurocentric way that kind of has, like, Lord Foppish Mick Top Hat, and then at the other end is, like, the natives from King Kong 1933. Okay, I gotcha, yeah.
From the facts that don't support the conclusions. They're drawing conclusions from the facts. The facts are that these creatures existed, but there's no proof that they're benevolent in any way, shape, or form, or that they were promoting some kind of utopia.
If you've got honey at home, you might be
an
one step
ad
away from wiping out your memory problems. Many people don't
It's another
realize
scam ad that's targeting people with dementia on BitChute. I hate these.
But that mental fatigue, lack of focus, and poor sleep are signs that the brain is already suffering.
And of course, it's terrible AI.
Silently. I'm living proof of that. I suffered from recent memory loss for years and was stuck in a constant mental fog until at a checkup my doctor warned me. These are signs that your memory is starting to fail. And if I did...
It's literally just an ad targeting people with dementia. Fucking hell.
But the truth of the matter is the technology would have been buried anyway. They were planning on hiding all this great technology in the long run anyway. It was always the plan. The truth of the matter is how do you hide a race of giant beings? And some of them, apparently, are cannibals. It gets a little bonkers.
I like he says apparently when what he means is, I decided, not apparently, you had that thought. That's not apparent. That is a thought you made up.
You don't really.
What do these people think apparently means?
Here's a reference even. But you don't really hide them. You destroy them. And the ones that are willing on your side and in your factions working for you, Nephilim under your thumb, as it says, that old song, you know. But as far as this Tartarian thing, all the megalithic structures as well in the past were built for people who were 30 to 60 feet tall. Yeah, that's not weird or anything.
They
Plus,
weren't.
You got actual photos, of course, of actual... Oh, that turned out little. If I can find that one again, I will. But of people who were like 14-footers.
No.
They found Aga Bashan's bed, 18 feet long, I think it is. And...
You don't think anyone just has a big bed?
Well, we're running out of pictures here, but the truth of the matter is...
Wait until this guy hears about Alaska King mattresses. You guys have heard of California King? Google Alaska King mattress.
Topic. It begins and ends with the alien agenda or the biblical narrative. And... truth be told...
I'll Google it to show you. Alaska King mattress. Doon, 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 doon. It's huge. It's basically for if you're in a polycule. Or just rich, I guess. It's a fucking huge bed. Anyway, where are we? There we are.
The biblical narrative has been proven time and time again, especially when you got world leaders in controlled opposition, people in charge of everything are all Luciferians. Well, that's a big kicker. But are these guys here descendants from Noah? or descendants from the Nephilim giants.
That's entirely too much mattress. I want a whole house that's mattress. All the floors, mattresses. The couch, mattresses. Chairs, mattresses. Mattresses. All mattresses. Dillis Filler says the Alaska King is for 69 twinks or 5 bears.
At the Tower of Babel. I don't know.
Could we come up with a formula to figure out exactly how many twinks and bears we can have at any given time, by the way? Because you don't want just one or the other. You want to mix and match. So we need to come up with some sort of mathematical formula to figure out a twink is X number of bears and vice versa. Although I guess the ratio's already there. You said 69 to 5. So we can math that. We can math that.
No. But it's an interesting topic nonetheless. However, my point of being was always to show or point out that these Nephilim may not have been benevolent just because they had superior technology and luxurious, cushy lifestyle. That doesn't mean that they were necessarily benevolent. They could have been a group of supremely evil beings that were just big on comfort, creature comforts. But the whole notion of Tartaria, I'm still flabbergasted with all my education to the sophomore.
Can I ask what your education is?
More level.
Because I want to know which university I need to indict.
I never once heard of this until now, and that's bonkers. And I just think that this is something that could lead more people to checking out Flat Earth because, like I showed before, these ley lines, almost every one of them, the connecting dots, the nodes.
Ley lines aren't real.
The ley line nodes, there's a base or a star fort on almost every one of them. So chew on.
Wow, it's almost like people found the star forts and worked backwards.
On that for a little bit. But this is an interesting topic, and I suggest everyone look into it. And I'll just say peace out.
Sophomore level, he just said. Oh no, in high school? He considers a sophomore dropout in high school to be very educated? God bless America. All right. So, that is it for today, everyone. Thank you for 3 hours of tinfoil fun. I will be back tomorrow. We're going to do probably Sovereign Citizens, but I'm not exactly sure. We'll find out for sure tomorrow. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out. I really appreciate it. If you haven't already, give me a follow here on Twitch. I stream most days. We have a ton of fun. We have a great community and a Discord, so make sure you join the Discord. I'll put the link in the chat. That way you can hang out with us when we're not streaming. And also, you can get notifications when we go live. So that's cool. Let's see who we're going to raid on Twitch before I go and run to the supermarket and get some food, because I am hungry and I don't know what I want. We will raid. Ooh, Psychonauts. Fucking love Psychonauts. Oh, wait, are they still doing so? It's labeled as Psychonauts. Oh, they're on a break right now. Okay, I'll do someone else then. Fortnite. What's Liv Agar doing?
Psychotic episode who have delusions, especially like.
We'll raid Liv Agar. All right, have a good night, everyone. I will see you tomorrow. And if you don't show up, then I'll see you when I see you. Thanks again, everyone. Have a great night, sweet dreams, and don't go crazy. There's already enough of those people out there. See you later. Have a great night.